Baseford
Oh, I know
area.
where you mean. I'm the opposite end. I'm Beeston.
Yeah.
Just trying this brick wall, see if that'll fucking do anything.
I'm the
Why can I not be seen?
I don't know. I'm the city hospital way.
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
This brick wall's perfect because it feels like I'm talking to a brick wall sometimes with people.
Yep. Not wrong. Um.
Don't like this blurry background. And I can't be else holding my laptop like that the whole time.
uh,
Did I just see Barry Wall's name?
yeah, because he is. I've coined him the new Paul
You called him what?
because I've coined him the new Paul, the guy who.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah. Um. So yeah, we're gonna talk a bit about him because I've binged some of his stuff because I wanted to get a feel
Mm.
for his content. Um, Suffice to say, he is a massive,
Twat.
yeah,
Cunt.
um,
Wanker.
all of the above. Um,
Spunkstein. I'm just
and
sorting the desk out.
yeah, so yeah, that was fun taking a deep dive. Well, I say deep dive. I only watched like two, maybe three of his
Going down that
videos.
rabbit hole.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, because obviously he called you a monster.
I
Apparently.
know. I'm so offended.
Yeah.
I cried that night. I cried myself to sleep because I got called a monster for standing up for trans rights.
Yeah. Yeah.
How dare I?
He recently. What did he do a video on? To be honest, he rambles on.
Oh, yeah.
He covers so many different topics. It's really hard to pinpoint
He's a grifter.
what. Oh yeah,
Charges 60 quid a month for these lessons.
yeah, like warrior teacher.
I don't know if my local turf still pays for him. I know she took some of his lessons.
Yeah, because Paul, so not Paul, Barry,
Yeah.
who looks like a fucking hamster.
Oh, don't need to hamsters. Hamsters are cute.
Well, yeah, they are.
He looks like a mouldy potato, and he's an
Yeah,
uneducated spoon.
yeah, um, yeah. He apparently I looked on his website.
Mm.
Apparently, he used to be an adult. He used to be in the teaching. He used to be in the education sector.
Thank fuck he's not anymore.
Adult learning. Um, so yeah,
By that, he means he needed adult learning help.
yeah, absolutely. And do you know what the funny thing is, right? Because I remember watching one video, like I can't be bothered to go
Mm.
and look because I can't be bothered. But anyway, made a comment, and the funny thing is, before you can obviously comment on his YouTube,
Yeah.
he has this thing coming up saying, you cannot promote spam or something, which I found funny because it's almost as if it's all right for him to basically lose his rag,
Yeah.
but it's not okay for people to post links.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you really want a discourse, which he doesn't,
Yeah.
then you'd allow people to post links to relevant
Yeah.
scientific evidence, but he doesn't. It's like he's probably in his mid to late 50s.
Yeah. And that's being generous.
Yeah, yeah, but that's that. Um, B- British, BMA has a new head.
BMA?
Yeah, British Medical Association.
Oh, yeah.
They have a new head called Dr. Tom Dolphin.
Tom Dolphin.
Yeah,
What's her name?
yeah, yeah. He opposed the puberty blocker ban,
All right.
and he's the new head. So yeah, I mean, how that will come into effect for
That would be
trans
interesting.
kids and their access. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't know. I mean, it's too early to say, but
Yeah. And can we also talk about another person's pussy hole of a trajectory?
are you talking about Hendrix?
How did you guess?
Yeah,
I mean, oh, look at me. I'm posing with guns. So you can't. Dude, I've never shot a gun in my life. I know how to fucking hold a gun. I've got better trigger control in my little toe than he has in his old. He, she, I don't know what pronouns that Hendrix is going by now. But it's just like. And then the fact that she posted that picture with turf nurse said, oh, Miss
oh yeah,
Rose
yeah,
turf. It's like, you are clearly just getting your pussy wet. Let's face it, that's all she's done it for. Because I
yeah,
mean, I can't comment on what the sex life was when she was a trans man, but it just seems that she's all over turf nurse more than a fucking chlamydical rash.
yep,
And then it was like somebody tweeted something earlier about Hendrix and the Guttons, and like, that's just got you a follow. And I commented something else, and Hendrix was like, "Any more comments about my sex life?" I'm like, "Nah, you're just nothing but a treacherous germ."
yeah,
The fact
like,
that she's
yeah,
turned her backs on all her trans brothers and sisters just to get some turf pussy.
hmm
It's like, I hope it was worth it, babes.
yeah. And it's like I said in that post,
Mm,
you're a traitor.
yeah,
Because now, I mean, I don't know. I mean, whatever she does now is going to be massively tarnished.
yeah.
I not that I'm calling for her to lose her job. I don't wish that on anyone.
But
But
apparently, she's her own boss. So how true that is, I don't know. Because apparently she's had to nuke her work website so people can stop emailing her. But then it's like, I don't get all this stuff with Heather, because Heather was the one that got her sacks from the board. And then just, oh, I don't frigging know. It's just like, it's a bunch of he said, she said bullshit again, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, it's basic playground stuff, but made public. And
Yeah.
it's like, as I've said, and as you've said, and
Mm.
as Max has said in her own in a beautiful way,
Mm.
if you just got on with your life,
Yeah.
said nothing, just made a post saying, listen,
I'm
after,
detransitioning.
yeah, and
Yeah.
just left it at that, we wouldn't bat an eyelid. We'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah, cool, we support
You do
you.
you, boo, yeah. Thing is,
Yeah,
though, people haven't got an issue with her detransitioning. The issue that people have with her is how quickly she's got cozy with the turfs.
yeah,
And the fact is as well, it's like when Puck posted that stuff about Frankie and Hendrix allegedly being a rape apologist, I've said this to Hendrix several times. I'm like, my guy, you could have handled this like a mature adult and said,
yeah,
listen, I've been accused of this. This is the actual story. Left it at that. Okay, then come out a few weeks later, said, actually, I'm detransitioning. Leave it at that. It's the fact that she's gone to the turf side so quickly. It makes you wonder, like, did you actually really care? And the fact that I think it was Celia, I don't know if you've heard of her, she posts about her endometriosis quite a bit on Twitter.
yeah, Yeah.
Called Hendrix out about these so many surgeries she's had. And Hendrix is there like, oh, my medical records are, more than yours. It's like, does it matter? Each person suffers with endometriosis differently. Just
Yeah.
because they might not be as bad as yours doesn't mean you should, what's the word? You shouldn't be dismissive of their
Yeah.
experience.
Exactly. Because, other people who don't follow you will see that.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course, Twitter is Twitter. They're
Mm-hmm.
going to be haters, trolls.
Yeah.
But it's like, what is your end goal here?
Yeah.
Because you've only said you want to gatekeep. Well, that's not going to happen.
Well, didn't she call about wanting gatekeeping back or something?
Yeah, she wanted to bring back gatekeeping.
Oh, fuck
And it's
off.
like,
Who is she to decide what's gate kept and what's not? It's not
well,
like
this
she's
is it.
fucking someone in higher power, is it? And you know what? Would not surprise me if she turns to MAGA soon. If she
I,
starts worshipping the orange fucking what's it.
you know what? I wouldn't be one bit surprised.
No.
Like I said in the, I think it was the last one or the one before. I've unfollowed her because I can't be doing with her bullshit.
Same.
Like, she is on the verge. This is basically her trial of trial by fire, in the sense
Yeah.
of she has cozied up to
TERFs.
turfs, most notably Holocaust denier,
Mm-hmm.
with a private chat. And it's like, you spend like, I don't know how long she spent transitioning, and that's irrelevant. But
Yeah.
suffice to say, like, she's in her early 40s, and it's like, you've done all this, so
Yeah.
basically you can stick up the middle finger and
Mm-hmm.
say fuck you, and it's like,
Yep.
hold on a minute, you're a lawyer,
Yeah.
you should have more sense. And
Which
it's
she
almost as
apparently
if
hasn't.
yeah, no, and it's almost as if she will end up trying to use her legal expertise
Mm-hmm.
to espouse some other bullshit.
Well, this is it. She reckons she's going to be suing people left, right, and centre. It's like, for what? People calling you out for the truth? Can't sue people for that, darling.
No, you can't.
It's
Like,
not defamation.
yeah,
Especially when her tweets are still up, where it's evidenced her saying, "Oh, I hate the TERFs." It's like, it was April this year. She posted that picture of Rowling with the mold and
yeah,
looking skinny as hell. It's like,
mhm,
hypocritical much.
yeah. It's like, just give me a second. I'm gonna go and grab my phone.
Yeah, no worries. How have you been coping in this heat?
It's like, yeah, I mean, JK is like, I don't know what the fuck is going on with her.
No,
No one knows. Not even, probably not even her closest fucking friends
not even
know
her
what's going on
husband.
with her.
But can I just say, I love that mural at Glastonbury of sending her, Trump, Musk, and everyone else up in the spaceship. It's like, don't get my hopes up like that. Please send them to Mars and never let them come back.
Yeah.
And can I just say, I've never heard of Bob Villain before, but I fucking love that guy now.
Neither have I. Absolutely, yeah.
But
Yeah,
what
the
makes
arrest
me
of
laugh, huh?
yeah,
I was going to say, what makes me laugh is there's so many people bitching about him doing that. He wasn't threatening people. He was threatening the IDF.
Yeah,
Big difference. But it's like there's people complaining about him, but what about those people that are getting killed every fucking day? Where the
exactly.
IDF have admitted to Israeli journalists they are told to kill people in aid lines and
Yeah,
stuff.
absolutely. I mean, me and my mate yesterday, while
Hmm.
we were, you know, waiting to go in to watch the film,
Yeah.
we were discussing it, and he was like, he was like, because obviously this thing about Iran had
Mm.
nukes. It's like, yeah, they did have nukes, not for military purposes,
Mm-mm.
but for civilian.
Yeah.
But it's like, baby Netanyahu, who's a little baby,
Mm.
um, once again, much like 9/11 and Iraq,
Mm-hmm.
has drew the US into another war they didn't want,
Mm.
all because Donald Trump thought it was a good idea to fucking bomb Iran.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this is just another deflection away from what's happening in Palestine and Gaza,
Yeah.
and it's fucking atrocious.
This is it. People can't see what's going on. It's not just a genocide, but it's an apartheid as well.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like I got into an argument with these two guys on my bestest Facebook yesterday. And I'm like, listen, as I've said in previous episodes, I'm not religious, but there's no sky daddy. You know, you believe what you believe, but surely you can't condone the mass murder of innocent people, whether they're Jewish or not. Just because they're not Jewish doesn't mean you can go, oh yeah, it's fine, they're non-Jewish, so we can kill them. Like they're indispensable. Get the fuck off this planet.
Yeah, it's like, you know, like you, I'm not religious myself. I mean,
Hmm.
I come from a Protestant
Background.
Irish background.
Yeah.
Um, but it's like, no, like again, like you believe in what you believe. Like if it
Yeah.
helps you through your journey
Yeah.
and it helps you, fantastic. But don't, you know try and get me to follow your
Yeah.
leader, as you call it. Like, no, fuck off. I don't need help.
Mm.
Not in that sense, anyway.
I know that one.
Yeah, like, believe it or not, I've actually read the Bible.
I had, because my parents are Christian,
That's
so
cool.
I was baptized as a kid, did the usual Sunday school, and then when I was like about 17, 18, I wanted to be, what's the word? It's not cremated. It's where you retake your Christianity vows thing. I can't remember. And yeah, I was having to go. I went to Bible study for that, and I think it wasn't until I had my first child that a parent that I knew who was pregnant at the same time as me, her child died from cancer, and they thought she went naturally. No, it turns out the father unalived her because he didn't want
Oh,
to see suffering, which I get, but at the same time, that you'd be wanting all that time with your baby. And to me, that point was like, well, if there was a God, why did he let this happen?
exactly. And it's sorry, and again, you know,
Yeah.
whatever God you pray to, if it
Mm,
helps you, fantastic. But I find it funny that these people, well, certain people
yeah.
who have Catholic on their profile,
Mm,
but I doubt that they're Catholic because but you know, never believe what someone says in their profile unless they live it.
mm, yeah.
Um, but it's like I find it funny how they preach to a God who literally killed millions and millions of
Yeah.
people.
Well, this is it. This is my argument. I'm not being funny, but if there was a God, why do kids die
Exactly.
and stuff like that? You know, why is it people like fucking Trump get to live and it's the poor? Like, I mean, look at fucking what's happening in California at the minute with fucking ICE. They are literally taking anybody who's standing up for people off the streets and they just vanish.
Yeah.
It's like, hang on a minute, those people are standing up for those people you are trying to deport, but where are you going to deport them to, especially if they're born in the fucking US?
Exactly. I mean, look at what happened to all of those men that were deported to El Salvador.
Look at the fucking babies and children that have been fucking deported.
Yeah.
It's like, and this is the person you want to run your country for the next 4 years.
Yeah. The youngest child that Trump
was 4 months.
Yeah. And I think he deported a 2-year-old as well.
Sorry, yeah, that was it. Yeah, they deported a 2-year-old because I know with both of them, the mothers were on the flights, coincidentally, as their cases were to be heard in court. And they're like, oh, yeah, we can't ask the mother if she wants the child with her or not because she's flying. Convenient, that.
Yeah, very.
I just feel for America. They are fucked for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
And if things carry on the way they are, I can see fucking England following suit.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't flipping know. It's just, all I'm saying is that Donald Trump, like, say what you want about Joe Biden, like, say what you want about him. Yeah, okay, he might not. Listen, every president has their flaws.
Yeah.
Right? So Joe Biden might not have been the most perfect human being. Right? But he did what he did. He did what he
At
could.
least he didn't come out and say, oh, yeah, I'd fuck my own daughter.
Yeah. Donald Trump seems, what I find funny about Donald Trump is that his professor at the business school he attended, his professor said that he is one of the most stupid people I've met.
You know what? He's the American version of fucking Boris Johnson.
I'd even go further than that. I'd say he's the American version of fucking Hitler. In a way that, in the context, in the comparison being, Hitler had a party when a teacher of his says his painting were crap.
Yeah.
And look what happened. He went on a rampage.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the current US system for you. And depending on how our government is going, especially with reform, like, yeah.
I mean, let's face it, fucking Starmer is a Tory boy in red.
Oh, absolutely.
Sheep's play with him.
He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
No. You
know
what?
I love. Can fuck off.
I absolutely love Jeremy Corbyn. Okay, he reminds me of that bumbling uncle everybody's got. He may not have been perfect as a prime. He might not have been perfect as a prime minister. But one, they didn't give him a chance. And two, I think he would have done a lot more good for the UK than what fucking Starmer's doing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like, as you know, me and my dad, we don't politically agree on anything. The one thing we can both agree on is Starmer's a twat.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, massively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How have you been surviving in the seat anyway?
What was that?
So I'm surprised you went out yesterday with how fucking hot it was, you absolute twat.
Well, I had to get out of the house, and it's like I would rather be mildly inconvenienced, than
hot and uncomfortable.
Yeah, and Yeah. So
So it was like yesterday, because one thing I love about my new job, yesterday I was supposed to be working. I got it as the whole day as a paid time off.
awesome.
And then today they messaged one of the group chats at about 1 o'clock saying, "Oh, anybody finishing at 7 want to finish at 3, paid time off rest of the day." I'm like, "Yes, please." I'm like, "Dude, I could get used to a job that gives me half a day and I get paid for the full shift."
I'd take
There's
it.
not many places would do that.
No. Um. So yeah, this was in. I saved this on Instagram. Um. LGBTQ Nation. This was a celebration, like a pride parade in New York
Mm.
City. Two teenage girls were shot near the historic Stonewall Inn in New York City on Sunday.
I heard about that. Like, what the fuck? What happened there?
It's not known if the incident was related to pride or an
Mm.
anti-LGBTQ plus hate crime. One girl, 16, remains in critical condition after being shot in the head.
Shit.
An NYPD spokesperson said another 17 was hit in the left leg and is in stable condition. No arrests have yet been made. Typical.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can go to the full.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't like turfs. Wouldn't wish. Well, maybe a few, but like kids like that. No, I wouldn't. No, you won't wish that upon your worst enemy.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Oh,
And
talking of germs, my local one spent the weekend with her lesbian lover in Leeds and London.
oh,
They were doing something to do with the burqas and niqabs, because according to them, women are forced to wear them. Like every Muslim that I know and worked with, they were never forced to wear them. It was their own choice.
yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I get that there are some that are forced to wear it, but that's a minority. And it won't surprise me if Tomato Soup Head doctored those photos, those messages she received.
oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, Elia,
Mm,
who attended that event,
mm,
um, the thing the thing that has been always twisted by germs
mm-hmm,
is the fact that Kelly J. Keane, her bodyguards, actually prior to the famous soup incident,
mm-hmm.
um, Kelly J. King's bodyguards actually beat up Elia,
See.
all because her I don't fucking know, but yeah,
Yeah,
but a
but her
lot of
bodyguards
germs
can
seem
carry
to
concealed weapons as well.
yeah.
It's like when they
But
were
the
at the
thing
night
is,
last
yeah,
first like women speak bullshit thing. I think it was back in Feb.
yeah,
You could see one of her security guards that looked like he couldn't find himself out of a fucking paper bag had an umbrella, but you could tell it wasn't an umbrella. You could tell it
yeah,
was definitely a concealed weapon, and it's like, and you reckon you don't have that? You don't cause violence, darling? Well, that's a lie. I mean, why else would he have to carry a concealed weapon
exactly.
if you don't incite fights? I mean,
Yeah.
it's like the last one when they joined on the Market Square. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
because one of the guys that I know that I used to work with, he went, and all his mate did was push this sign out of this germ's hands, and this germ just fucking physically attacked him. It's like there was no need
Yeah.
for it. He just pushed the sign out your hand, mate.
That reminds me. An MP or a former MP got arrested
Who?
recently. Let me have a look. Uh, MP arrested. Wait, female MP. Recently. I can't find it, but basically, she attacked people in a park.
Fucks.
And she's a
Oh,
known,
I
and
know
she's a
who
known
you mean. Yeah, I know who you mean. I'm pretty sure I shared that on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a Pride
Yeah.
event. Have a look.
Yeah.
I know I
So,
shared it.
yeah.
That was it, Mandy Claire.
So going back to going back to the Stonewall Inn, New York City. This area has been packed with people all day, and we're getting ready to party through the night. A woman who was present during the shooting told the New York Post in the aftermath, and then all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. Everyone's wrote on social media that he was saddened to learn about the shooting. Well, I'm not being well. This may be in poor taste, but why are you shocked when there's a shooting every day in America? It boggled my mind when they say that. But anyway,
well, I mean, we went over the school shootings
during the
last
time
year,
when
didn't
our
we?
city should be rejoicing and exactly, yeah, be rejoicing and celebrating members of our diverse LGBTQ plus community. Incidents like this are devastating, he said. We are praying for the speedy recovery of the victims in tonight's shooting. The NYPD will work quickly and tirelessly to bring the suspects to justice. Yeah, good luck with that one. The Christopher Street Project, a trans political organization, wrote that they demand accountability for the hateful rhetoric that fuels attacks on queer and trans lives.
Yeah.
And let me scroll down. The claims spread. Wait, let me go back up. During another Pride celebration in the city's Washington Square Park on Sunday, more than 50 people were injured after false claims that someone had opened fire sparked a stampede. An estimated 10,000 people were present in the park. The claim spread after a shirtless man began spraying bear spray, in people's eyes.
Fuck's sake.
Reportedly, after thinking he was about to be assaulted. So yeah.
People are morons.
So apparently, a shirtless man thought that he was being assaulted, so bear spray in people's eyes. Yeah, what an absolute dick.
Yeah. Honestly, it's just like, piss off.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, just because you think you're going to be attacked, don't mean somebody will.
Yeah, it's like, this is what I always find really, really strange, because did he go there? Did he go there to have a good time, or did he go there knowing
he's going to cause
that
shit?
he was going to cause a ruckus?
I like that. That is such a British way
it's like,
of saying causing
my money
shit.
is on that.
A ruckus.
It's like,
You're lagging again, by the way.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. So I don't, it really nothing ever surprises me anymore. It's like the only thing that really surprises me is the
Mm.
absolute stupidity
Even that
and
doesn't surprise me.
absolute incompetence that
Mm.
certain people have.
Yeah. Oh, talking of stupidity, fucking,
Yeah, it's like, oh
James
yeah,
Dreyfus. I told him to go and drown himself in a bottle of wine, meaning drink it. Fucking reported it for violence and telling somebody to unalive themselves. I
yeah.
wasn't allowed to comment nothing until about 7 o'clock this morning. I'm like, you sad little pasty. I mean, let's face it, if it wasn't for Kathy Burke with Gimme Gimme, I don't think he'd have had
That
anything
some
successful.
no, but that's the thing. Well, this is the thing with James Dreyfus is he burned his bridges all on his own,
Yeah.
so he's got no one else to blame. But it's like it's almost as if he can't
Accountability. He's a
blame
little pussy
himself,
hole. He's a washed
so
up,
he has to
has
blame
been
others.
pussy hole that's an alcoholic.
It's like they're fully, yeah, yeah,
So I don't,
absolutely,
as I
yeah.
said, if it wasn't for Kathy Burke and Gimme
Like,
Gimme, he'd have only been known for Thin Blue Line, and even that was shit.
yeah, well,
You've frozen, Torrin.
oh, good, right. I'm
I don't
gonna.
know what's going on.
Where is
Are you
it?
going to move on to your
My
phone?
thing. Do is I'm gonna join from my
Phone?
phone, so I'll be back.
Okie dokie. I knew he was going to say
Uh,
that. The lag was so bad.
let me.
The lag was so bad that I knew what he was going to say before he even said it. So it was every single week, though, bless him. It's like, I just think he needs to do it straight from his phone because he never has an issue when he uses his phone, just his laptop, which is so bizarre. So yeah, sorry, you're here with me yapping to myself until James. Why did I fucking call him James Torrance returns? But no, I just think it's absolutely ridiculous that actors who have given themselves a bad name are blaming everyone but themselves. Bless you.
Right.
Are we back? Or not? Dude, I don't understand why you just don't stream straight away from your phone every week. Because you never have issues with that.
No, I don't. Well, I thought because where I'm sat,
Yeah.
the connection was strong all day,
Yeah.
and and it was going fine for the first, probably 20
Yeah.
minutes or so, but then it went completely fucking tits up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, go live from my phone every
Yeah.
week. But yeah, yeah. Speaking of going back to little Jamie Dreyfus, he's just another sad prick,
Yes.
and it's like, well, you've got no one else to blame.
Exactly. This is it. Every journalist like that, they've got the oh poor me, I'm a victim. Fuck off.
Yeah,
You've got no one to blame but yourself, babes.
Exactly, and it's like talking about a victim. Well, I don't know if you can call this a victim, but anyway, I was having fun, and by that I was having fun with a misogynist on
I
Twitter.
wondered where that sentence was going.
Yeah, yeah. This misogynist.
It keeps going to sound like you're going to say me sausage. Me sausagist.
Yeah. Was claiming that women are incapable of basically looking after themselves in hand-to-hand combat, and he was saying that men are stronger and all of that.
I mean, clearly they've never heard of female soldiers, female bodybuilders.
Yeah, and it's like, he tried to argue that strength is inherently an advantage. So it's like, well, no, because I tried to explain to him. In the end, he ended up blocking me because But it's like, if you think strength is inherently an advantage for males, you're incorrect. Because again, it's a case by case basis. There are women who are stronger than men.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, I'm not being funny, but if we can push out something the size of a fucking watermelon out of our vaginas.
And there's that, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, dude, just shut up.
Which is funny because I can also push in something the size of a watermelon into people's vaginas.
Yeah.
I'm going to let it be unsaid whether the point is that my cock is the size of a watermelon or whether the point is that.
Or are your balls the size
of a very weird and specific fruit fetish.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be worried. You'd need to see a doctor if your dick was the size of a watermelon, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'd have to. Tucking
Unless
is a hell of a job. What?
There's people that inject their penises with saline.
Yeah, well, I don't inject my drugs. Do you think I'm going to inject saline as well?
Max, nothing surprises me with you, darling.
No.
Oh, fuck.
Nope.
These were not
it's like,
connected to fucking hell.
Yeah, it's like while you were obviously doing what you were doing, I read out on LGBTQ Nation during a Pride parade, that one girl was shot in the head, and is in intensive care, I believe, and another one was shot in the leg. So,
and people wonder why we don't like the fact that Americans can go to fucking Target or Walmart and buy a gun.
Exactly.
Is this the episode when I'm going to go into my opinion on gun rights and the fact that I'm pro the right to bear arms, and we're just going to get in a fist fight, all of us?
Listen, I mean, okay. So I grew up with my dad hunting when we lived in South Africa, but his guns were locked away. And, I've got no issue with people to either bear arms to protect themselves, especially if they live in the butt fucking nowhere, or if they're going to kill it, cook it, eat it, if they go hunting.
We had an episode where we watched Blair White's video. and like no, like
Oh,
an
yeah.
interview with Blair White, me and Torrent. And
Yeah.
like, I was very annoyed for all of the time. I like hated her, except for the point when she started like showing off her like pink fucking flamethrowers and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
get Blair White now. I'm with you on this one. I am kind of a weird gun nut, but like I know that they're fucking dangerous. I'm not crazy.
Well, no, that's
Oh, well.
questionable.
Yeah, I am definitely fucking insane. But
So, did you like
which one were we talking about
Hendrix's with the
later?
guns then?
I'm going to warn you, by the way, I have no fucking idea what it is written. It's like written in a state of fucking zen. I think I have a point somewhere in there. Just you
Yeah.
wait. But yeah, you shouldn't be able to buy a gun at Walmart. I don't think that's good.
No, but yeah, they can literally just walk into a Walmart and it's like a display rack of fucking how they display jewelry.
I think I should be able to buy guns at Walmart, but I don't think other people should.
I think you're the last person that needs to buy a gun, Max.
No, I think I'm the only one who can handle it, actually, in the world. But I think that about a lot of people, about a lot of things, because like I'm not well.
Yeah, I think I'm. I mean, I speak for myself, but I think I'm dangerous enough. I don't need a gun.
I've still got my hockey stick from when I was 13 that I can whack somebody around the head with.
I'm not going to say whether or not I have anything dangerous here. I'm a very nice
Do not
person.
implicate yourself, darling. You can either confirm or deny.
I can neither confirm or deny the fact that I have a crossbow.
Nah.
Yeah, I speaking of crossbow.
That is a joke that I do with students sometimes. They don't know whether it's true or not.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I got a new job.
Awesome. When do you start?
In August. Like, you know, I'm a teacher still.
Nice.
Awesome.
Good skill.
Fantastic.
Now Max is on. Let's derail the conversation.
No, that's absolutely fine.
Oh, sorry, you were saying you were doing something. You were talking about something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. I used to do archery and all of that.
Me too, actually. That's true. That part is completely true. I used to do archery when I was younger. I want to do.
Talking of archery, Torrent, have you heard about Robin Hood?
The character? What?
No. So we had a guy
literature
who was literally Nottingham's version of Robin Hood. He passed away earlier this week.
Oh.
And he lost.
Wasn't Robin Hood kind of Nottingham's version of Robin Hood, though?
So he was the human version. He would do a lot of tours around Nottingham, taking them to like
the real version, basically.
Yeah, the real life version. He lost his wife in 2017 to cancer. Their daughter was just a baby at the time, and now he's passed away. And now the child's an orphan.
I hope to make a movie about his life and that Kevin Costner gets to play him and that he refuses to do a British accent.
Yeah. The only Robin Hood film I like is the Carrie Ells one.
What, Men in Tights?
Yeah.
I cannot get over the fact that they take like jokes wholesale from fucking Young Frankenstein. Which is, it's the same writer and director.
Yeah, Mel
though
Brooks.
like Carrie Ells is it's brilliant. Did not love Dracula, didn't loving it, but like, you know. I'm a big fan of his earlier stuff. And Men in Tights is funny. I like Carrie Ellis. I don't know if he's a good actor or not. I haven't figured it out yet.
I did like him in Saw.
Yeah, I love him trying to desperately to hide his accent in Saw. It's the funniest fucking thing ever. Especially at the end when he's supposed to be panicking and like, yo, you're panicking into a British thing.
Talking of crossbows, Max, have you seen 28 Years Later yet?
No, I haven't. I just did the fucking worst joke I've ever done on Twitter yesterday to Torrent.
You need to watch it.
Yeah, I've heard. I think I think I'll probably like it more than Torrance seems to have. But
I don't know. I mean, as I said to Torrance, nothing's
I
going to
made
be
a fucking Jim'll fix it joke. That was my response to it.
Don't. I'm sorry, but that at the end, fucking Jimmy Savile and the Teletubbies.
Yeah, I just want to say, I just want to quickly say, Matt, so for interrupting. So for anyone watching, listening to this, if you haven't seen this, spoilers. If you haven't seen this film, click off now. If you don't want spoilers, if you do want to stay on, then that's your loss. Yeah, that's your own fault.
Like I haven't seen it. I've just seen the I've just seen the controversy. So when you took it out, all that I could really think of saying was like, I really thought they'd fix it. And as soon as I hit them, it's like, I'm really sorry about that. Like genuinely, I felt like no bad joke, bad Max. And then you respond with like, apparently they didn't.
At Jimmy Savile because he was a cunt.
Of course. But like the part that I really liked about what I really liked about my because like when Tori responds with apparently they didn't, all I can think to ask, and this one I do actually like genuinely, it was Jim'll fix him. I think it was.
Yeah,
and like that, like I'm proud of that one. Like it made it worth it. But the first one was just like, there are so many things. Like about 10% of all my tweets is like the second I hit send, I'm like, do I like the fact that I tweeted that? Do I like the fact that I had a fucking thought?
Yeah, it's like that. That character Jimmy. That's the second time you see him, because as the film starts, you see him as a little boy. As a kid, watching fucking Teletubbies.
There's something fucked about that, isn't it?
Yeah.
But personally, I felt that Jodie Comer and Ralph Fiennes carried the film.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't get me wrong.
Ralph Fiennes every film we've seen.
The kid that was the kid's name Spike?
Yeah, Spike.
Spike. Oh, I love that little kid. My heart broke for him when his cunt of a dad did what he did and shit.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that he got the balls to tell his dad to fuck off.
Yeah. Also,
considering where this conversation started, I'm fucking terrified about that sentence.
Yeah. Was it just me, or was the dialect a bit off? Were they meant to be Scottish or Geordie?
That's it. I think Jimmy, he was Scottish.
They were meant to be Jotty.
Those on the Inbred Island, I'm sure they were supposed to be Geordie.
Yeah, because I kept thinking to myself, like, why is a dialect and accent all over the place? It's like,
were they played by Mel Gibson or not? Because if they weren't played by Mel Gibson, this was not supposed to be Scottish. I've learned that from studying film.
No, well, he wasn't in it, luckily.
No. And it's like,
wouldn't that have been something though? If it just ends with him going, "They may take our rage, but they won't take our freedom."
Yeah,
that wasn't me trying to do a genuine Scottish accent. By the way, that was me imitating Mel Gibson trying to do it. Fucking love Braveheart, like, worst film of all time.
Yeah, and it's like the first two films were amazing, and it's like
it will always be 28 Days Later.
Yeah,
that one will always be the best one for me. But I'm hoping, because let's face it, the Boneyard, that was amazing with what Ralph Fiennes did with that. And I'm hoping that the whole thing with Jimmy and the Teletubbies is a setup for the next one, because otherwise the ending made no sense.
It didn't. It sort of went slapstick. That all of a sudden, Jimmy and his crew were doing martial arts.
Imagine that, Danny Boyle having a bad ending to one of his films. Can't fucking think he's done that before.
Yeah, well, funnily enough.
I'll tell you what, though, James O'Connell, who plays Jimmy.
Right there. God, it was Alex Garland having a bad ending to one of his films. Can't remember that. Ex Machina!
Yeah.
But James O'Connell, no, Jack O'Connell, sorry, who plays Jimmy. I mean, the first time I saw him in anything was Skins. hated his character Cook, but that's how you know he's a good actor, is when you hate a character so much you know they're doing a good job. I didn't recognise him as Jimmy.
I didn't like I said,
Corpse playing J.K. Rowling is doing a great job now.
Yeah, like I said to you in the DM, like I didn't even know who he was.
Yeah.
But it's like, funnily enough,
Road in Derby.
Oh, well, speaking of the next film, funnily enough, Danny Boyle won't be doing that one
in January.
Well, Danny Boyle has this weird tendency to like start fighting with people he makes movies with, and then not make future movies with them. Like, why do you think it took fucking Trainspotting 2,000 years to happen?
Exactly. Yeah. Well,
which I love.
Yeah.
I love Trainspotting 2. It was as good as the first one.
But you know another thing that didn't make sense? Pregnant zombie.
Okay, but like, aren't we forgetting the fact that the first film has a bunch of fucking issues as well?
Yeah.
Like, I love 28 Days Later, but it's like I also don't really love the fact that it grinds to a fucking halt about 2/3 through it.
Yeah.
And we have to follow shitheads at the army school for a bit, talking about their fucking omelets being rotten. Like,
it's like,
and then we have some rape. Like, I don't know.
Like, when I was watching the film,
like, as long as it's not shit like 28 weeks later, I'm happy.
Oh yeah. It's like when I was watching it, and I saw those fat zombies.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's like maybe it's because
actually, in fact, I do not technically zombies.
Yeah, maybe it's because I've watched Last of Us, but they just reminded me of the bloaters.
Yeah.
And when I saw the pregnant woman being infected, all I could think of was Ashley Johnson in the first season, giving birth to Ellie.
Right.
That's all I could think of.
But what got me?
I've never seen The Last of Us because I played a game and I fucking hated it.
But what got me?
Yes, not so everyone's liking.
Was you have a pregnant zombie who gives birth to a non-zombie child? It doesn't work like that.
No. Unless, and I'm giving
crack, baby.
Yeah, and this is just me giving Danny Boyle and the creatives a massive, chance here. But maybe that's going to be more. That's going to be explained more.
Yeah.
I hope it's not.
I don't fucking know.
I love the fact. I don't know why, but I'm kind of in this weird. I'm in this place in my life, I think, where like my view of fiction is I love it when it breaks. At this point, like I've grown to hate the cinema style critique so fucking much that I appreciate when I finally see something like, oh, that doesn't fucking work. Like I'm almost at the point where I'm starting to like the plot hole in Butterfly Effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Almost. But like that film is still a visualized cancer.
Yeah, but like I mean, there were good parts to it. I mean, I like the dynamic between Spike, his mom, and Eric. The army guy.
Oh, he was an absolute prick. He deserved what he got.
I love
the fact that the mom went, he's a dick. I know a dick when I see one.
Yeah. The alpha. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking his dick. How big was his dick?
You know what I saw instead? I actually went to cinema after this weekend. Last weekend, I think it was. Was it last weekend or this weekend? What is time? I'm out of work. But like, do you know what I went to see? because apparently, like, I have a fucking child to take care of now, which I love. It's wonderful. I love her with all my heart. We went to see Lilo and Stitch.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Except for the film.
But hang on, wait. Did you see the animated one or the real version thing?
They're not playing the animated one in cinemas here. Are they doing that at your place?
The one at the cinema is like
we went to see the live action one. No, the fucking animated one is great, but the live action one is like, I thought Stitch was good.
Yeah.
I fucking hate what he did to Nani.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of live action. Because Disney doesn't do it right.
You mean like taking animated things and doing them live action, or just live action as a concept?
See,
live action as a concept.
I like how they did Jungle Book.
Yeah.
Wasn't so keen on, and Beauty and the Beast is like one of my all-time favorite Disney films. Did not like the live action version of that.
No.
It was pants.
Yeah.
Same as Little Mermaid.
Yeah, it's absolute fucking garbage. What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but that's because they try to fix things. I hate the fact that they try to fix things. Stop trying to fix what is a bit uncomfortable about the original. Is it a bit uncomfortable that he's a 10-year-old little child who didn't want to let in like an ugly, weird woman who tried to like push some bullshit that he dug out of the ground on him?
Yeah.
Is that what I call flowers? Yeah, it's a bit weird. It's a bit off-putting. Yeah, it makes her seem like kind of a fucking cunt, to be honest. I like that part.
Yeah.
Is it a bit like weird that they have a sort of like rapey vibe, but it's not? Yeah, of course it is. It's also hot.
Yeah.
Like she's already ready to fuck a man bear pig thing.
Yeah.
CNC isn't the biggest issue I see with their relationship.
No. Going back to what you brought up, Nerdy, that was about the big dick.
Oh yeah.
That was a prosthetic.
Well, no shit, Sherlock.
Well,
even I could tell that was. Oh, fuck's sake. Did you really think I thought that was a real big dick?
No, I'm not.
What the fuck?
I didn't say that for your benefit. I just said that for everyone else. You might not.
Are you continuing the conversation from before I was here, or have I zoned out for like the most interesting part of this conversation?
No, we were talking about the Alpha in 28 Years Later.
Oh.
And the Alpha's naked, and the Alpha's got a very big dick. When you saw him running, you could just hear it slip slop against his thighs.
Yeah.
I kind of love that fact, but like, also like, you can always tell when it's a fake cock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the fact
I've studied the cock. You were born in the cock.
As well. Oh. They shot pretty much the whole film on iPhone 15 Pro Maxes.
Yeah.
I love that because that means that maybe one day I can make a movie that doesn't look like it's been shot on a potato.
Yeah.
They had 25 iPhones on a large track.
Yeah.
And that's how they filmed it.
Yeah. But like, you can do that now without it being fucking bizarre. I do like the fact that they did that. That's like fun. That's like
it does give that.
And also,
more
I think the first one, yeah, and like I think the first one of these, like 28 Days Later, so it's like fitting that they did it for that. Because 28 Days Later was like the first film to be shot fully digital, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
There's something about it being like the first one of its kind when it's got some because it's dry shampoo. I'm not like hairspraying my fucking hair like a moron.
Yeah.
You just think
I'm going to. Yeah, but like, I'm not a fucking idiot. I saw myself do it because like I'm looking at myself when we're doing this. Anyway, so how was it to not have me on for a bit? Was it good to get to speak to like reach the period of a sentence at some point?
No, we actually missed you because
We
I
did.
mean, yeah, I mean, with
I haven't listened to last year's episode. What the fuck? I'm going to go swallow poison now.
been
I haven't
going
listened to
on
last
yet?
week's episode because I've been like busy.
yeah,
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
fine.
going to
fine.
start one of these episodes. Look, I like because I'm hanging out with the kid and like boyfriend and stuff, and like I'm not. It's not like I'm going to start playing an episode when a 10-year-old can hear because I don't know.
Yeah,
I know that when
Like,
I'm on
yeah.
this, I know that when I'm on this podcast, it's an NC-17 rating, if that. Like,
yeah,
I don't know what you're going to get up to. I don't know if you're going to
Yeah.
quote me at some point, and in that case, I would have to defend myself. She's been asking like, "What do you do on Tuesdays?" Like before it was Thursday. I'm like, "What do you do on Tuesdays? Why do you never hear them?" I'm like, "I'm just hanging out with some friends. We do that every week. Do not like call me on this bullshit. Like, please
yeah,
don't
but no,
make me find a reason
yeah.
for this to like,
yeah, but no. Last week's interview was really good.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's cool.
That
I'm sure you
reminds me,
did
did our
great,
friend
by the way.
Barry ever get back to you, Torren?
What's that?
Did our friend Barry ever get back to you about coming on?
No, because
Torin, by the way, you cannot title a fucking episode the way you titled this. Because do you know what I thought for a second? I thought, oh, great, am I going to have to yell at a cunt today again? I was so excited until I like read back and had to like come to the conclusion that no, I'm not going to have to. I'm not going to
See,
get
I
to
think
fight the cunt today.
wait, on that episode, the way
It's a
you
great
were with
title. I mean, I
Paul,
love it, but like, what?
I
yeah,
think the episode where I joined in for the first time, with the way you were with Paul, I think that's how I would be with Barry, but worse. Because
Yeah, I've listened back to that so many times. I handled myself so fucking brilliantly in that episode.
You
It's not
did.
even funny.
yeah.
Do you know what? I have another little scoop, by the way.
Mm.
Every time I come back with something new about how Paul was a piece of shit. But like I've got another scoop because I was looking back at that the other day when I was just like getting stoned, like looking at myself yelling at a cunt and masturbating vigorous. Well, like, what do you? I don't know. What do you do when you look back at these? That's what I do every time. I want you to just have that in your mind as we're recording it.
What, you masturbating vigorously listening back to Paul's episode?
Every episode, love. Oh, on Wednesday, Max is going to listen to this while jerking off, jerking the gurk. What the fuck? Where am I today? But like, no, you can literally see in his glasses. I'm on a level of a fucking conspiracy theorist now. I'm going to screenshot it and like send it out. But because I was doing I was clipping a bit of the video just to post on Twitter where I would just yell "Eat ass, Paul" from off screen, and like you can see him typing in the translation part.
Yeah.
Like just before he says that. You can literally see the reflection in his fucking glasses.
Yeah.
That's how many times I've been watching this video. I need more people to come on here to fight me so that I have more than 2 episodes to listen to, back to.
Torrent, you should invite Kelly J. Keane.
You know what? Given our success rate so far with getting guests on, I might give it a shot.
Please do. I would love for that. I would be masturbating vigorously during that program.
To the knockoff Eva Brown.
Yeah, but no, I mean,
I want to ask you if you've ever seen a mirror.
Yeah, but I mean,
do you get ready by like looking in a mirror, or are you just like doing it on feeling? Did you get conceived by Andy Warhol? Angry, hate fucking Marilyn Monroe. I don't even think that works timeline-wise, by the way.
Probably not. But yeah, I mean,
Oh, don't worry, kids. I just have a razor.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean,
Why is that in my bag?
sorry to disappoint. Not, I'm sure if Barry, has enough cojones, if he can find them.
He's got enough big bollocks with that fat belly. Oops.
Yeah.
That's it out loud.
He will, I'm sure be up for a discussion. But, in the meantime, I will let him stew in his
Do you have him in the oven?
What, in his ball suit?
Because it's that way he doesn't come on. It's locked in your oven, getting turned into a nice little ragu.
Yeah. I mean, when we had Paul on, and he was getting absolutely obliterated by Max, it's like, and he barely.
Florian, you did a good job as well.
Oh, well, yeah.
By the way, boyfriend tells me. Boyfriend sends his regards. Rather, he says that you had the fucking patience of a saint, and he was genuinely impressed by how you handled yourself in that conversation. Not only the fact that you dealt with like Paul being the way that he is, but also that you dealt with me just constantly interrupting you to yell new things at Paul.
Oh, well, pass on my thanks to your boyfriend. No, I mean, people say, well, I say people because I tend to piss a lot of people off. But it's like when someone says to me, "I have the patience of a saint," it's like I don't really. But it's like just I tend to try and bite my tongue, and it's like because it's like a dynamic. Prior to Nerdy joining us, it was like a dynamic duo, and it's like there can't be two people having a fucking full-on rage fest towards a complete idiot. But yeah, I mean, I get
that as well. But and like I don't know. It's also like it's not that I'm impatient either. I have a lot of patience. I just refuse to use it at any point.
Yeah.
It's not like it's. Anyway, no, it's just I just remembered it, so I decided to say it because I was going to say that like last time I was on, but then I completely forgot it. He told me this when we were when I forced him to look back, look at it all. He also he broke down laughing and cried at just this offhanded comment that I gave, which made me very happy because it's like he says that Paul at one point says that you're clearly not a trans man because of your beard and your voice, and I just go, oh yeah, because trans men never have beards or voices, and that made him laugh until he fucking cried, which made me very happy because like he's the best person to make laugh for me.
Yeah, it's like
it is lovely when I get you to laugh as well.
Yeah, and it's like what was funny. I think I mentioned this on one of our lives that I respectfully reached out to his personal assistant, and it turned out to be like I think a week straight of endless emails of her repeating everything that Paul says, and it's like.
Yeah. I got your message about that, by the way. I just when I finally was about to sit down and write the email, it just just ended up as 2 words, and it was "kill yourself." So I decided to not send it.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm hoping that our next guest, whoever that may be,
You'll actually know how to beat.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm hoping.
Yeah. Well,
I will say this: Paul was so dumb that he made me reevaluate Mary.
Well, yeah. Well,
Like she wasn't good. She wasn't smart, but she wasn't like good at arguing for her case. But like,
yeah.
you know.
It's funny that you brought up Sophie. I mean, not Sophie. Mary. Because she has been harassing Sophie, Molly, and Heather.
Who?
Sophie, Molly.
No, who's been harassing them?
The Mary Chew.
When you say Heather, do you mean Heather, like our friend Heather, like the friend of the podcast Heather?
No, Heather. Sophie, Molly's partner.
Okay,
Heather Herbert.
Okay.
Or because you know.
Yeah.
The Mary Chew apparently, you know, she likes to insert herself where she's not wanted. Much like you know,
she's a streamer, right? That's like,
yeah, she spends like
my life.
4 hours a day, 6 hours a day streaming. Like literally full on arguing with people who she doesn't agree with.
Yeah, I love how people like because like I've had this moment many times, and you know that I'm a fucking Luddite, and like I don't, I'm not with the hip kids and their new lingo and stuff. I'm not hip as I once used to be when it comes to internet, and I'm kind of still stuck in the mindset of 2004 when it comes to internet mentality, which you know makes me a piece of shit. But like. What the fuck is a VTuber? Like that's what I've been dealing with this week. The word VTuber, which suddenly just appeared in reality as something people say, as if it doesn't need a definition. And then the second one is I saw this one going around like where it's like a pyramid of like Reddit movie, Tumblr movie, Twitter movie, and I'm like, what the fuck is a Twitter movie? Grandma Max just want to bake cookies for her grandkids. I constantly feel like everyone else is speaking a different language, and that's when I'm reminded. Like, the same thing with like Mary spending 6 hours a day on here. Do you know what my screen time is per week? Like daily. My daily screen time per week on my phone is 25 minutes.
Yeah. A VTuber is, I brought up the definition, is short for virtual YouTuber. Basically, people use a computer generated avatar.
That sounds like the most fuckless thing imaginable.
Yeah.
People on the internet, go out and get laid, please.
Touch grass.
Yeah. Live a little.
Pussy.
You know, do some drugs. Like,
Sorry, Max
I
is
don't know.
falling into her early 2000 Mean Girl era, where she just boils everything down to the fact that people don't get laid enough. I'm sorry again.
Probably not enough people do. You know, but I mean, people will do what they want to do. You know,
A lot of people are too bad
like,
at it as well, I will say. Though I have never had bad sex.
Has anybody been following the Diddley trial?
What the fuck did you... What?
P. Diddy, or as I call him, P. Diddler.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
I've been... I followed it for probably 2, maybe 3 days, but then I just fell off.
Well, there's a guy that I follow on Insta. So the jury in the Diddy trial just sent 2 notes to the judge, and they're giving us a glimpse into where their heads are at. They're digging into the drug distribution, physical abuse, and traffic allegations, and rereading key testimonies from Cassie Ventura and David Phillip. This isn't surface level stuff. They are connecting the dots. So I'm hoping they'll find the fucker guilty.
I'm hoping this to be the fall of celebrity culture.
Yeah,
I am.
you see,
I don't know.
the thing is, with the P. Diddy trial, whatever his fucking name is, he goes by, if the prosecution doesn't find him at least guilty, like I understand that they're probably not going to get him on everything.
Yeah.
But if they don't at least prosecute him, then that's just another case of privilege.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he has hurt a lot of people, and it's like especially the most incriminating evidence is when he did that fucking video that he was told not to do.
Mm-hmm.
I love it when celebrities don't listen to the PR team.
I don't. Yeah, well.
Yeah, but there's rumors about Justin Bieber being abused by him as well.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. For some reason, King of Queens started playing on my computer. What the fuck? I'm not watching King of Queens.
Yeah.
Genuinely, it's not. I was watching Faking It the other day, and apparently they are on the same streaming service, and that started loading now for some reason.
Yeah.
And if either of you haven't seen Faking It, give it a watch.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll check it out. Also, going through the sordid history, apparently he and Will Smith had a bit of a group sex thing going on.
What, him and Will Smith?
Yeah.
I can't say I'm surprised.
Apparently.
But then there's rumors about him being behind what was his name? Biggie Smalls' death. Or being involved in that somehow.
Welcome to TMC, everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know enough about that. So, but given the industry and given how P. Diddy is, it wouldn't surprise me. Because apparently, from what I've heard, P. Diddy didn't like Biggie Smalls.
No.
He didn't like Tupac either.
No.
No, you got it confused. He didn't like Biggest Balls.
Oh yeah. Yeah, probably. But yeah.
I'm on fire.
But yeah, I mean, like I say, I don't really follow it because like he'll either be prosecuted or he'll walk.
Yeah.
That tends to be the outlets of the trial, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't also like the fact that Luigi is in the same prison as him, and he's more popular than Diddy.
Well, yeah.
Morris brother?
Yeah, no, it's I can't pronounce his surname. He's the dude.
John Leguizamo?
He was the dude.
That was a very funny joke if anyone has ever seen Super Mario Brothers movies.
I haven't seen it in ages.
Like the original, the good one. Yes, I am saying that the one from the 90s is the good one.
Oh yeah. Louis is the one that shot the healthcare CEO.
Oh, Hero.
Yeah, and he's in the same prison as I said, he's in the same prison as Diddy, and Diddy doesn't like it because Diddy's not getting the attention like the little attention whore he is.
Yeah.
He's getting picked last in the shadows.
This is
very,
from...
yeah, that's fucking absurd, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
This is on...
Diddy's more popular than I am. Like,
Yeah.
by the way, I know that some people are out there like, oh, the guy who killed the CEO was like right wing or whatever. I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't care about his fucking politics. He's a hero because he did it. I don't care why.
Yeah.
He can be a piece of shit and a hero as well. A lot of people are.
Yeah.
Most people.
Yeah, this is on The Mirror. 3 hours ago. Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs' fate is expected to be revealed this week as the 12 jurors in his sex trafficking trial continue their deliberations. The jury has been deliberating for around 10 hours now. They started at around 11:30 Eastern time yesterday before being dismissed at 5 p.m. local time. They returned to the court at 9 a.m. local time today. They have since...
Sorry.
Yeah, go on. No, go on.
I was going to say the notes that they sent to the judge one was about juror number 25, saying he couldn't follow the judge's instructions, and the second was for transcripts of several sections of testimony.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I love. Have you seen the court sketch artists' pictures of Diddy?
No.
They've done him dirty. It's hilarious. It's absolutely brilliant.
Good. I love it.
But if he's found guilty on the charges of 1 count of racketeering conspiracy and 2 counts of each sex trafficking and transportation to engage in prostitution, if found guilty on of the most serious charges, he could face up to life in prison.
Yeah,
that's
and
good.
it's like, yeah, but you know, again, given how the court system in America is, not that ours is much better, because it isn't. Like,
it's in certain cases, but it isn't in others.
Yeah.
Like, there is one thing that America has that is fucking brilliant, and that is truth being absolute defense of life, of defamation. It's like perfect. That's.
I hope and pray that he gets life, or if not life, at least they give him a lengthy fucking sentence.
Yeah.
But for sure, he's not. But for sure, he's not going to be able to.
Going to have the same type of prison sentence as fucking Jordan Belfort. Like, you know, rich people are rich people who gets rich people prison.
Exactly.
Which is like, oh no, I'm technically locked away, but like,
Yeah.
Oh Jesus fucking Christ! Oh fuck my leg! I need to stop sitting on the floor.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, we always say, but we hear the saying, don't judge a book by its cover, and it's like, with certain people, you get a vibe, and with Diddy,
What do these people think a book cover is for?
yeah. P. Diddy
I shouldn't judge a book by its
life.
cover. How should I pick which book I should buy?
Yeah.
Almost looks like a real person, huh?
Yeah. So I don't know. You know, hopefully by the end of the week we'll get an answer. More than likely next week. But yeah, he just needs to go away.
I have a strong belief that every single celebrity should have to spend all of their life locked behind bars, regardless of if they're guilty of any crime as well. Because being guilty of any crime at all, I mean, not as well. Because like the crime of being a celebrity is fucking enough. But then again, I'm me. Like, don't fucking listen to me. Goddamn. I hate everyone who like. I literally yell at everyone who doesn't like live up to my weird fucking absurd standards. Nobody I agree to. Like I'm a fucking. Did you guys see my little fairy tale that I wrote?
Yeah, I saw that.
I was so happy with that. Like this fairy tale part, the rant after I kind of could take or leave, but I still had to have it.
Yeah.
The fairy tale of the woman who became a parrot.
Yeah.
I think that's my final tweet towards that person. Mainly because it's like reaching the point where it's probably like from the outside it's looking kind of unhinged, and from the inside it's starting to feel kind of fucking unhinged on my part actually.
Yeah.
And like I don't really know why I would care. Like I think it's been that my issue has been different than what other people have brought. So I'm like I need people to fucking see this.
Being a coward.
Like you know me too well. And I'm kind of working my way through.
Through some sort of breakdown, turn their back on everyone except for the germs, and
yeah, but see, like, yeah, turn it back so I get but this one, but seeing that fucking her wearing that fucking t-shirt just kind of threw me into like that whole thing. At first it was just one tweet that said like if you fled from groupthink just to end up in groupthink, it's probably not groupthink, it's just you being a coward. But then that like ballooned out to this story of a parrot thinking it was different things. I love it when tweets have to come with like an explanation because they're so fucking
some people are on there are so dense.
Yeah,
I had to do that today as well because I wrote a tweet that I knew like people were going to say that I hate books. I don't hate books. I just hate people who read. No, I hate people who make it like
readers.
No, do you know what I hate? I hate people who call themselves like bookies or like book nerds or stuff. Like I hate people who hang on Goodreads, I think. And like make it their identity to have a stacked bookshelf. Yeah, I want to have a personality instead. Like,
yeah.
Studying literature was all that I had to do to dispel the notion that people who are interested in literature have any fucking knowledge on it.
Yeah. I just did a quick Google, and this is on MSN.com.
MSN or MSM?
MSN.
N. Yeah, as in the good old days of going home from school and logging on MSN.
Yeah.
And then putting your like favorite quote from a song as a tagline.
Yeah.
This is
trying to meet up with that girl that you've been chatting with for too long. That's how I found my first girlfriend. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, this is 1 week old. 1 week old. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifelines specialized services for LGBTQ+ youth will no longer be in operation starting July 17th, according to a statement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, SAMHSA. The administration said in its statement that everyone who contacts the 988 Lifeline will continue to receive access to crisis counsellors who can help with suicidal substance misuse or mental health crises, or any other kind of emotional distress. but there will no longer be the LGBTQ plus specialized services. Soon after its launch in July 2022, the network included a sub-network for LGBTQ plus individuals to connect with specialized services, in which people dialing 988 are given the option to press 3. According to the latest data, more than 14.5 million people have called, texted, or sent chats to the 988 lifeline and have been transferred. Basically, the tagline in this article is Trump administration to end 988 suicide prevention specialized service for LGBTQ plus youth in July. So once again, no, Trump being Trump, not believing that trans kids exist because he thinks that only the biological sex is immutable, is doing what he has always said he will do. And yeah, so once again, a vital service will no longer be available.
Can somebody just nuke a certain orange what's it? Being careful what I'm saying here because I don't want to get sued.
No, like
we've said worse shit than that.
Yeah, like Max, I'm a total anarchist. Like, if I had a tank, I would literally go to Westminster and blow it up.
So, have you ever seen the film V for Vendetta?
Yes.
We need a version of V.
Yeah, I also read the comic.
Yeah. Yeah, I read the comic and I saw the movie.
I love that. The film is good. Like Hugo Weaving is always good. I want to fuck his voice. And his sneeze. That was a weird interjection. What the fuck? It's Samara Weaving, by the way. She's very beautiful. But like, and also like, good job on like getting. I still don't think there's ever been a good Alan Moore adaptation. But like, that's the best, I think.
But the thing is as well about Trump not letting people into America if you've slagged him off online.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, what? What if people don't have social media? Or what if they delete the social media?
Yeah, it's like what makes me laugh as well is now and then I watch Piers Morgan Uncensored because you're bound to have a laugh because it's a complete shit show. What makes me laugh is
a lot of weird shit sometimes, Torian. Like you watch that, you watch Glynn's fucking thing. I'm thinking you're kind of like glutton for punishment here.
You could be right. It's like Piers Morgan does so much kissing, it's unbelievable. He mentions Trump's name every 5 minutes, saying, "Oh, I spoke to him last week. Oh, I spoke to him 2 days ago." It's like
no one cares.
Okay. No one cares. Like we all know that you're friends with Trump. We get it. Like, calm down.
Pull this cock out of your mouth and go do something important instead.
Yeah, it's basically that. It's like I feel sorry for the American population who didn't vote for Trump because they're fucked.
Sorry for the world population, just if you live in the U.
Red gowns.
Sorry, I got like. What did you say?
Yeah.
So they're going to make, in America, they're going to make women wear the outfits like they do in Handmaid's Tale. Because let's face it, all female autonomy, is going to be, their rights are going to be taken away.
Do you know what I find fucking annoying about that kind of shit as well? Like, they're objectifying pieces of shit, but they also have like the least sexy version of objectification ever.
Yeah.
Not saying you should do that under consenting forms, naturally, blah, 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 blah. But, like, Jesus fucking Christ, like, at least be... what the fuck? But, like, this isn't plugged in. I was talking to it for effect. But, like, it's fucking absurd. Like, so you want to objectify women? You want to be, like, sexist dickhead? On some level, I get pickup artist artistry sexism. Because, like, at least that still views, like, sex as sexy. It doesn't view it as this, like, constrained. It's like they do constrained writing version of, like, sexual oppression.
Yeah.
I need to write sex scenes, but I'm not allowed to make them sexy. That's what I get from it. I get, like, virgins talking about how to fuck. That's the idea I get. This is I'm realizing I'm saying it that this is one of my weirdest takes, and I can't really defend it, so I'm going to stop now.
No, but you're right though. It's like you know, like you and Nerdy said, like this is exactly it. They're wanting the real life version of The Handmaid's Tale.
And even the author said, "This isn't just the book. This is what's going to happen."
Yeah.
What was happening? It's based very much on the Iranian Revolution, like.
Yeah.
Iranian. Yes. Sorry, I had to like search through that reading mic. Speaking of Iranian, I gotta look Home Alone at night. Watch it. It's good. Is it Iranian? Am I just sitting here being racist now? Just mixing them up.
I think it's Iranian.
Yeah, it's a fucking brilliant film either way. I rewatched it the other day for the first time in years.
Have either of you two watched Squid Game 3 yet?
I haven't even seen Squid Game season 1 yet.
Okay.
That's whenever something gets like too. Jesus fucking Christ! I'm such a pretentious dickhead. Whenever something gets too like talked about, I lose interest in it for some reason. I don't know why. It's like it's a bad trait, and also like I don't trust people's recommendation, and I don't want to be the last one on the ball. Like, because either I'm going to agree with everyone, and that's no fun, or I'm going to disagree with everyone, and then I can't shut the fuck up when I have like a take that I think that people are missing out on. So I would just yell about how bad something that everyone likes is, and then I would come across as
See, the thing is, I'm one of these that I watch everything after everyone else has watched it. It's like with Breaking Bad and Sons of Anarchy. I think I watched that years after everyone else did.
Yeah.
I watched.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen Sons of Anarchy, but I watched Breaking Bad as it was playing, and I remember there I was that kind of guy because I was like the only person alive who saw that the ending was kind of fucking shit. Like the actual ending, the fact that they let him like go out on his note, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I wanted him to die unceremoniously, but I do love the "I did it for me" speech.
Yeah.
It's like,
brilliant because it was the first time he was honest in the entire fucking show. I hate him so much. Love that show though.
Yeah, it's like
haven't seen Better Call Saul.
I'm in between you and Nerdy. Like I like if a friend of mine recommends me to watch something, I will give it a watch, and if I like it, I'll stick to it. If I don't, I don't. I'm more of I'd rather watch what I want to watch, and then I will eventually, in my own time, get around to it. I don't. The one thing I hate. Yeah, and the one thing I hate, and thankfully my friend group don't do this, but I fucking hate it when people try and force feed you, like force you to watch something. Oh, they give it. Oh, they tell you absolutely everything, trying to hype it up. Oh, you gotta watch this. It's awesome, and then.
And they act like they're insulted when you don't do it. Like fucking weird.
It's like
I didn't want.
Like this person, it's like this, I can't remember what I was watching, but this person did it. Like they were hyping it up.
Postman Pete.
Yeah, and it's like I watched it, and admittedly, I only got 30 seconds in, and that was all I needed. And I was like, I ain't watching this shit.
Yeah.
And then you wrote back to him, no, I did not like Thomas the Tank Engine. Can you stop?
Yeah.
Stop trying to get me to watch it, you fucking weirdo. I want to do a gritty Thomas the Tank Engine reboot. I've been trying to get that done for a bit. Maybe Postman Pete as well. Is it Postman Pete? Bob the Builder. I would love Bob the Builder gritty reboot. Bob dies of AIDS.
Yeah. Again, this might just be me and my brain, but growing up as a kid, I used to watch like Postman Pat, like his little red van.
Oh, Postman Pat.
And he had a cat, and I'm like, thinking,
with a
yes, yeah.
Did Postman Pat have a cat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he hit it with a bat? Weird episode.
What was that? Yeah.
I asked, did he hit it with a bat? That was a very, very dark season finale of Postman Pat. When he just goes to town on his cat with a fucking baseball bat.
And in context, I know that this was a children's show, so I'm now looking back, thinking.
I'm very glad that you know that it was a children's show.
Yeah, yeah. This makes it sound wrong, but it's in my head. When I was thinking, like, there's a postman who drives around in a red van, delivering mail, and he's got a cat.
Right.
It kind of, looking back, it kind of freaks me out.
I have no idea where this is going, and I'm so fucking excited.
Because I kind of, every now and then I get some kind of sexual innuendo coming into my brain.
What about Pat and the cat?
Yeah, it's like...
That's bestiality, darling.
That's where I was going with it. It's like, he's too
no, it's
chummy
interspecies erotica,
with a cat. Yeah, like he's too chummy with a cat. Like,
sorry, I'm not going to be the one to sit here and defend animal fucking.
No, I'm not. But, I just find it odd.
Yeah,
cats. Wouldn't that be bestiality if they were shagging each other?
There we go. What were you saying? Sorry.
I said, look at Thundercats, Torrin.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I have looked at Thundercats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would that be interspecies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much fucking.
The thing is, though, like, when we were younger, Thomas the Tank Engine, Fireman Sam, Postman Pat were all cartoony. They've now all CGI'd everything. It looks awful.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I sort of accidentally switched you to the wrong speaker, so I couldn't hear what you were saying. Were you starting to have a weird fashy take about Thundercats? Because that was almost what it was sounding like it was going to be, and I am so here for it.
I was just saying about Chitara and Lino. That would be interspecies, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But then it's like they've got Schnarf. What would it be if somebody blinked Schnarf?
But Schnarf is... I'm sorry, but isn't Schnarf just like developmentally challenged?
I don't know.
Probably. I think.
Like, is he an animal? Like, you can fuck people with Down syndrome. How do people let me around people at all? What the fuck am I talking about? I'm not saying that it's bad. You get my point. Like, I don't think Schnarf is an animal. Actually talk. Also, Schnarf has the funniest fucking moment in all of Thundercats. And he's been like sold as a slave to Mom Ra for some reason or something, or he's been kidnapped or something. And he says something that like, or he's being sneaky about like trying to escape, and then Mom Ra overhears him and is like, "What are you doing?" or something like that, or he's like limping because he's hiding something or something. And he's like, "Oh, sorry, it's just an old war wound." And Mom Ra just looks at him and is like, "War wound? What war?" It's like, what? Oh fuck it, we're doing this. I'm sorry, Torin. You're going to get a. I'm going to post a link in the fucking chat, and you're going to like help me by stream it, please. War wound mom raw. I love and hate Thundercats so much, it's ridiculous. There we go. I think there should be a link to the clip there, and I want us to watch it now because it's the funniest fucking thing. Plug in my microphone and YouTube, like the volume that I get you on it is like decreasing, and that kind of pisses me off. No. Do I sound good, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I listened back to the one with Paul, and I have an echo for the entire time. It sounds like I'm trying to fucking summon God.
Oh, I have a nice breeze coming through my window. It's so nice.
Oh, nice breeze. Oh,
a nice breeze. Oh.
I heard gas breeze for a second. I'm like, why is someone...
No, it has been absolutely ridiculously hot here the last couple of days.
What's that?
Toran, if you go into the StreamYard comments, if you can do that, or are you on your? No, fuck, you're on your fucking phone. I will do this. Can I present stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not opening on my end for some reason.
Yeah. Don't get fucked. I don't want tips. No, not you, Torin. You should fuck. I mean, do if you want to. But there we go. Can you see now? Can you see? It's this scene.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see myself. Okay, good. I swear to God, this. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I swear to God, I'm not trying to sell some shirts. This shirts. This is just like. No. Okay. Yeah, this is the best. I just need to see. So this is Mom-Ra being amazing.
I am tired, Snarf. I need to rest. But before I go, sweep out my sarcophagus. Do it now, slave! What in the name of...
Forgive me, Exalted One. My old war wound is acting up.
War? What? War?
It's
The Great Snarf Rebellion. 42 to 47. I was a commando, you know. My hands are lethal weapon.
No, stop that. Anyway, that is the best. I love it so much. It's so fucking... He gets so mad. He's so angry at it.
It's just the way he went, what war?
Yeah, like he's indignant that this would be some sort of... I need you to tell me!
But it's the way Snarf just managed to lie himself out of it as well, bless him.
Yeah, it's like Mom-Ra fucking bought that.
Yeah. Shows how stupid Mum-Ra actually is.
But yeah, I think Mum-Ra is a fucking idiot.
Yeah, it's like I used to watch a lot of stuff.
Mum-Ra, she's in like one episode, I think, and like she's the hot good version of Mum-Ra, which is like the fuckable Mum-Ra. Because she was like Mum-Ra with tits, and whenever they do like this character with tits, it always becomes like, yeah, we need.
Lauren, do you remember Super Ted?
Yeah.
I rewatched that a few years ago, and my God, I was never so disappointed in my life. Super Ted was a bully. He would bully Spotty so hard. I'm like, poor was Spotty.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you remember Banana Man?
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember Bucky O'Hare?
Vaguely.
See, that was my favourite. Sharky and George. The Snorks.
The
Gummy Bears.
oh yeah.
Gummy
Yeah,
Bears
man,
is actually on
Gummy
Disney
Bears?
Plus.
That was popular here as well. Like,
Well, Gummy Bears.
yeah,
Oh, I love Gummy Bears.
but it was like they changed the name to like Boom Björn, and like it was basically just Bumby Bears. So I did not know that it was like actually based on the candy Gummy Bears for like until I was 27 or something.
yeah.
And I looked it back up, and I'm like, no, is this a joke? Was this actually based? That was like a common thing that people would just like make their own versions of that theme song in Sweden. At least where I hang out, and I only hang out with the coolest people. So it's like, you know, it was
Yeah.
the fucking people who did that. I made my parody of the Gummy Bears theme song, and then I got so much pussy.
Yeah.
I remember it.
I also remember what was it? Rosie and Jim.
Yeah. Do you remember Rude Dog and the Dweebs?
Yep.
Oh, what else? Poddington Peas?
Yeah.
Shoe People?
Yes.
Like you are making these. Right? This is just you. This is just you fucking with me, like making up weird pretend.
No, honestly.
No.
Genuine shows we
British,
watch
entertainment. Okay, have either of you ever? This is my weird little deep cut, and it's not Swedish even. Have either of you ever seen the weird fucking Russian Buratino, The Adventures of Buratino, which is like a weird off-brand Pinocchio version?
No.
Yeah. I have.
Yeah, Torin, did you say yes?
Yeah.
Do you also remember it in the way of a fever dream, where it's like, did that actually happen, or is it just me being fucking mental? I remember like the rats talking about the Geppetto stand-ins licking his plates clean, literally, and like we see how, and it's fucking like I have these weird nightmare visions of this film, and I've yet to find the fucking Swedish version of it. We had it on recorded on VHS when I was a kid, but that's gone to shit since then, so I haven't been able to see it with it. And everyone, the Swedish dub sounded like they'd like they were getting treated for fucking throat cancer. Like it was like this. Or like they were trying to do the Batman voice. Like,
yeah. I've seen the amount of weird films I've seen is ridiculous.
You know what scared me as a kid in a weird way?
no, the ridiculous part is then that you can't. Torin, the ridiculous part is that you've seen many weird films. The ridiculous part is that all of a sudden you're talking about something and you drop shit like, I haven't been to the cinema since I watched one of the Planet of the Apes films, which is like fucking decades ago, years ago. I mean, not decades, but like it's that kind of shit. It's like, the most weirdly fucking esoteric list of watched films I've ever heard of. It's fucking amazing, and like I'm not complaining. I think it's funny, but I'm also like this. It's fun. That's what's weird about it.
Yeah.
Watch films in preference.
Yeah. Yeah, you're still shocked over that one, aren't you?
It's the most insane thing I've ever heard.
What, that you went to the cinema when? Last time you went to the cinema?
No. That he saw like one of the films we reviewed in French when it's on like it was Cecil B. Demented. It was Cecil B. Demented by John Waters.
I love John Waters.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, when I Yeah, when we did that review, and I said I watched it in French. Max went up. Max, you should have seen the look on Max's face.
Look of
She was
shock.
stunned. Yeah, shocked.
Yeah, well, shock doesn't cover it.
Well, yeah.
Like, but it was funny. It was yeah. It was it's also the first second of that episode. Because like you hit recording while you're in the middle of a sentence or something, and the first thing you hear is like I saw it in French, I think, and then me just going silent, like, sorry. You saw it in what? You saw it in that and how I like that one. This is one other that I think is very funny. Like when we have reviewed stuff that I think is genuinely hysterical. Oh yeah, it's how weirdly chill I was that time I started. Like I had a bad toothache. That tooth is now out of my fucking mouth, by the way. But like I had a bad toothache, and then I like decided to smoke pot to mitigate it. And it's weird how fucking chill I am for that entire episode. Like that's not the normal Max thing.
Yeah.
I'm just lying back. I'm like, like just having fun and having a nice time. And it was like, is this the way I can feel? And not just this unhinged, sweaty maniac who screams at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of
Yeah,
which,
yeah, go on.
no, I just like anyone want to speaking of which, whenever you're ready for me to roll like that, I'm done. I'm ready, by the way. Go with
Yeah.
my little threat of doing readings every episode. Like just telling you, I'm ready to go whenever. We don't have to do it now. We can do it whenever.
Yeah.
We're ready. Put my teeth back in. Ready when you are, Max.
Okay, I can do it. I've written it on my computer, so I'm going to have to like. No, can I do so I can see myself and this at the same time? Why do I need to see myself? So like, sorry, what did you say?
I said so you can see how gorgeous you are.
Yeah, oh, thank you. And yes, that is true. Actually, that is absolutely why. Why am I even asking that question? It's not like I'm trying to hide any narcissism here. I'm very, very open about how fucking disturbed I am. So, like, now I don't know if you've like, you know how I am. So this is wordy and it's nonsense, but I think it's good, and I think it has a point. It's called 10 Holes of a Sneeze. Also, if you can figure out let this be on topic with queer issues, then please do tell. But let's go. I'm going to write something for the podcast I'm doing where I'm like some kind of weird representation of trans people, and I'm going to completely talk about whatever I want. So 10 Holes of a Sneeze. And here we go. Were I to answer what I think is the most fucking absurd yet somehow entirely true, factual, even detail of my life, it is that the first time I had an orgasm, I wouldn't have been able to tell if it was bullshit like you would expect, or if the saying that a sneeze is in fact like 1/10 of the power of an orgasm could actually hold some truth to its name. As at that point in my life, I had yet to sneeze. There are two ways to comprehend that statement, and both of them make very little sense. And believing I am telling the truth, regardless of which statement I'm trying to make, which detail I try to give you as my most fucking absurd about myself, truth is It would require a vacuum stupidity near a complete and total brain death, possibly due to getting the soft spot fucked at the maternity ward, for anyone to actually believe me when I tell you that one of those statements is actually completely true, and the other one is a diametrically opposed and polar opposite untruth, mutually exclusive of the other statement, which I do openly admit to being proud of managing. One sentence and we are split into different realities, one in which the time it must have taken me for my first sneeze seems actually fucking ridiculous to the point of clearly just being another one of my endless skits and bits for me to parade around the bleak comedy routine of my life, whereas the other comes with a not perfect implication about me orgasming at such a young age. The fact that I would remember it would be taken as a red flag that this is water where treading might lead to an attack by some dickhead rape dolphin looking for another victim to claim. Impossibility or sexual abuse, which way, Western man? And if you have any suggestions for what the fuck is even my point here, by all means, indulge me in the live chat. Tell me why. Tell me my reasoning. And make it clever so I can steal it from you and pretend like it was my plan all along. I am so smart, and so are you, because you saw through my charade of nonsense, which I have vomited onto paper via amphetamines and deprivation of sleep to the point where I just now almost wrote it as a depravity of sleep, as if that doesn't imply a completely different and, in fact, much more interesting side story. I am in control only insofar that I am aware of my absolute and eternally total lack of all control, just following the breadcrumbs to the end. Through the woods of meta bullshit, self-indulgence, and unjustified vulgarities placed out to hide, to conceal any accidental profundity which might slip out of the chaos. Profundity is, after all, cowardice, and we all can agree. And all we can do to escape it is to accept the true bravery of a blind indulgence of and devotion to unabashed pretentiousness. No, this is not self-loathing. It's something far and away bleaker, not to mention less defensible than self-loathing. This is actually just flat out telling you that there is no point, that I am just fucking around, not even trying to see it from a deeper perspective. And I still think you should, and I truly believe you will see it for the work of genius and literary brilliance that it so clearly is. You are here to indulge me, not because I need it, but I want it. And this is my truth that you have to enter into now. And in here, want trumps need, no exceptions. Needing to do something is not a reason to do it. In fact, it is much rather a telltale sign you're much better off ignoring the need until it becomes a want instead, and then you can indulge in it. I refuse all needs I can without the result being a premature funeral, and I have never wanted for anything I would not indulge in the second I had a chance to, because want is a more powerful source for an action than need. It's cowardly to do as one needs to do. It's not cowardly to ignore needs in order to indulge in wants. It may be fucking stupid, but it's not, in fact, an act of cowardice. The question right now is, am I enough of a self-obsessed narcissistic fucking dickhead to actually say, I hold this truth as self-evident, when all that is self-evident is me holding this truth. In me holding this truth are how fucked my sense of priorities are. Ugh, fucked my sense of priorities are. Or is it all just another joke? The answer is yes. It is that, both, neither. Would it make any difference if I did it as a joke or as a conviction when the end result is the same either way? I do it. No, it doesn't make any difference. And I do believe in every word that I've written in the script, and all of them are jokes. And I will read these words to my co-host, and when we record the next episode, or rather right now, as we're recording this episode, I guess. And yes, I do sometimes wonder when they will finally come to see this as enabling of my narcissism, not to mention whatever other personality disorders is required to make me myself. Because for fuck's sake, I'm not psychotic. I can and I do hear how the words come out when you don't have the full picture of the nearly 33 years of constant evaluation and re-evaluation of literally every single point of contention I've been able to find in my philosophy, so it is now annoyingly fucking airtight. Until I find another gap in the facade, then I fill it in, smooth it out, and I can once more see myself as wholly unified with myself. Complete in my task of perfection, not as a lack of negatives, but as a form of making myself a whole being, as in everything is a part of the whole. And it is all in line with itself, and no inconsistencies remain in me that I'm forced to by myself to act out flawlessly in the flesh as it is written in the script. I have to follow perfection, so that I will become her in the soul and the heart and the mind. If you don't want to be who you are, then become who you want to be. If you think it's so hard to be the person you want to project yourself as, kill yourself right away. Because you are a fucking failure. Your ideal version of you is literally all that should ever matter to you, how you act. Be that person or die. These are the only choices. That is the only ethical dilemma that actually fucking matters. And it is the only moral quarry that has any value to me. Act your ideal. Become yourself. Yourself. And people find it too hard. They force other people into subjugation under their set of principles, as if you can ever set principles for another person, all the while they themselves treat the principles they force others to live by as just another New Year's resolution to break in January, a gym card that hasn't been used yet still pulls $30 from your bank account every year until the credit card you used to sign up has finally expired. Holding authority over any other sentient being is as pure a form of cruelty as anything you can ever be. And to force other people to live by rules you don't follow yourself is fucking pathetic. No one is ever beholden to you. You are never beholden to anyone but yourself, but you are always beholden to yourself. And failure to live up to your own ideals is an unforgivable sin against the 10 Commandments of the Church of the idealistic sisters of have some fucking self-respect, dude. And if you had even the tiniest hint of a fucking spine, you would remind yourself of every time you fuck up, break those commandments, so that you will never fuck up in such a brutal fashion ever again. Self-hatred is only bad when it's not reasonable to hate yourself. Everything I carry around with me, all my sources of self-hatred, should be carried as long as I live. Contempt is only bad if it isn't aiming for something actually contemptible. If you actually were someone you would hate to be near, much less hate to actually be, then I see nothing good coming out of pretending you didn't fucking suck. Keep hating who you used to be. Look back at them and fucking hate them. And then every single day you use that to never be them again. Don't chicken out. Don't say you're not that person anymore. You are. Sure, you changed, but only because you fought for the change and you didn't even do it until you had gotten so fucking atrocious that even you saw what a worthless piece of shit you actually were being. If you acted in a way that should be met with hate, then you are the one who should hate yourself more than anyone else. It is you who failed, and the one you failed is you. Never forgive yourself. Always be better. Every day is the best you can be. That's the goal. One day you will achieve perfection. You did it. No, you can't stop hating yourself just because you're finally there. Fuck you. Grow up. Keep using it as motivation because that is what it is. And it is true motivation. Deep within yourself, the right to let out. Deep within yourself is such a worthless fucking monster that you once gave yourself the right to let out. To harm others. You deserve to hate yourself because that is how you stop yourself from going back there. Don't turn it into pity party about how hard it is for you. This is a hard way to live your life. It's the only way your life can be worth living. Self-improvement is masturbation, says the illiterate troglodytes that couldn't even pick a quote up by someone that isn't a fucking antagonist for the platitude that they call a philosophy. But it is true in the sense that as a genre, the self-improvement bookshelf is nothing but a marketing ploy telling you that whichever psychic or this guru or that spiritualist will give you the answers. No, fucking. To fucking what? Which are your fucking questions? Why do you need them answered? Figure it out and find them yourself. Don't come crawling to others so that they can do the work for you. Self-improvement is something that is a given, not because you're looking for a way to make your life better, but because it's the only thing that matters in life is that you suck less tomorrow than you do today. That, on the other hand, that comes from within yourself. That is you. Who do you think you would be if you saw yourself and knew that you are absolutely perfect? Aim for that. Aim for the absolute fucking self-perfection via your own actions. And yes, this is my genuine philosophy of life. These are my genuine goals that I want to achieve, and no, I don't consider them ludicrous. I do not think I am asking too much for myself. All I want for is absolute perfection in every facet of my being. That is not an unreasonable expectation for me. That is not an unreasonable expectation for me to have of myself. It is the only way for me to keep moving forward. I have no choice, because if I did, I would choose to let myself rest, and that would be what finally killed me. I know this for a fact. I know this because one time it nearly did. I know this because that one time I was certain it already had. A couple of months yet to go on my 30th birthday, no more than a few short days left before I go to summer break, and I'm at work, half sleeping my way through one of the last meetings of the school year, listening to the 6th grade teachers letting us know what we need to know before their students become our students as 7th graders. And I must be halfway in a dream because every single one of my coworkers present in the meeting, every single one of my coworkers present in the meeting suddenly starts babbling exclusively in absolute fucking gibberish, still with the cadence of pedagogic formalities. And when I reach my cup of coffee to take a sip, I notice I don't. My left arm is still hanging down my side. Try again. Nothing. I'm clearly fully asleep or in some sort of weird sleep paralysis. Yet somehow my right hand is still dutifully turning my coworkers' gibberish into nonsense lines in my notebook, looking diligent while saying absolutely nothing. And this is when I put the pen down and on the table and I raise my right arm, still unable to move my left. In fact, completely unable to even feel it or anything on that side of my body, and I have to try to figure out how to say, I'm sorry, we're going to have to speed things up or cut things short because I'm having a stroke and someone should probably call me an ambulance because I cannot remember the number. So just so you all know, and then having to make sure they all know that no, although I have previously said some things in jest, like, this is such a boring meeting, I swear to God, I'm going to have a stroke, which I understand makes this seem a bit like me just fucking with you. But I assure you, I'm not. And no, this is not a panic attack because you look at me. Do I look panicked? Or would you say I am actually very calm, all things considered? And those things considered is that if I seem a little bit irritable at this moment, it's only because for some reason this meeting just turned to all my coworkers playing 20 fucking questions to figure out the end of my life. And I think there are more pressing issues right now. As the paramedics load me into the ambulance a bit later than I would have wished for, considering my coworkers spent an unreasonable time treating the situation like a game of Clue, trying to figure out a solution, I told them from the get-go, there is not a shadow of a doubt in my mind. I know this will end. I know this is how it will end. I know this is my end. It's a strange sensation, actually being certain you're going to die. Not on some unspecified date far off in the future, but now, today, in no longer than it takes to pour a cup of coffee. I don't know what exactly I had expected it to be before I experienced it, but I know for a fact that it wasn't like that. You don't see your whole life flashing by. There was no thought of where I was going. It was just me finally seeing how it all had played out. I got to see the answer to the equation, all of my choices, everything that had happened to me, every single moment of life since that day that I was born, every possible diversion along the road, every theoretical alternative to my current now, all of it coldly removed from any consideration other than it was or it wasn't, and calculated and turned into a value which all added up into I had lived a life most people wouldn't live if they had 100 years. I had done whatever I wanted and proudly and with joy, and all of it was beautiful, and I had loved it so much, but I wasn't afraid of letting it end because the short time I had lived, and I didn't regret anything except for letting it all be worthless in the end. Because even though the answer to the equation of my life was that it had been full enough to fill 100 lives, all lived for 100 years, it had meant nothing because all I had done as a coward. That was the answer to the equation. That was the answer to the equation. It came out as the life of a coward, the life of my life as a coward, my coward, me. Transphobes will tell me that I am not a trans woman, but a perverted man or mentally ill or whatever flavor of the month their hatred will have been injected with. Just at that point, they will say I just want to feel special. They will say I just have a fetish. They're not wrong. I do have a fetish. In fact, several, but I'm not ashamed of my fetishes. And I do not try to mitigate my perversions because want trumps need in every case, and I want to stick. And I want my sick pleasure, and I want to feel this pleasure cover me in its filth and its fuck. And if fucking doesn't make me scrub myself clean in the shower later using steel wool to make sure that any of the filth still on my skin will be gone, I don't even know if I consider it fucking. If sex isn't perverted, then I don't think it's sex, it's just procreation. In vitro fertilization, only the test tubes just happen to be flesh tubes. Who gives a fuck? I want you to think that I am depraved and degenerate because as close as I get to faith is that I have an absolute devotion to hedonistic chaos. I want all that and I want it all the time, but I haven't, not for a single day of my life, wanted to be a woman. I have never wanted to be trans. I've never wanted to be any of this, and I could And if I could refuse, I would. I would refuse it in a fucking heartbeat because I am scared and I'm tired and I just want to not have to think about any of it anymore. But ignoring what I have known to be true for all of my life was enough to almost cause my heart to stop beating. And it made the answer to the equation of my life might as well not have been because I was a fucking coward. Listen, for fuck's sake, I'm not psychotic. I can tell how I come across when I talk in absolutes about cowardice and principles and perfection. But I do it because I have to do it. Because given the option to not, I would not in the heartbeat. I nearly lost once before, all because I had been scared and I had let myself choose the path of least resistance. I will never be a woman, is what the transphobes tell me. I used to say that to myself. But in my mouth, it wasn't as an insult, but an imperative. It was as an order. An order of pure cowardice that would have put me in the grave had I not forced myself to go against my orders and stop complying with my own demise. Just because it made me feel better to ignore the thing I never wanted to be in the first place, than to actually work with that. Work with what I had to become the perfect version of what I was. They say trans women are men. I've heard this mantra. But at 3 years old, I told my mother that I was a girl. This is my second memory in life. It was the first time I realized there had been a division between boys and girls, and I ended up on the wrong side of the line. Somehow, for years, I thought I was alone in this feeling. Then again, being alone in something doesn't mean being in the wrong. I know this because at 14, me and a group of friends are hanging out by the pizza place. It's closed, and a girl in our group that I will, in a few years' time, fuck, tells us, did we know that a sneeze is 1/10 the power of an orgasm? And all of my friends agree with her. I couldn't. I had never gotten a chance to compare the two. So I said nothing, not wanting to come across as the weird one for not being able to tell it. Later that night, I'm on my way home. It's a 5-minute walk home from the pizza place to my mom's house. I stop by a field and pull up a blade of grass. Pull a blade of grass from the ground. I look at it for a while, then I shove it up my nose, tickling the inside of my nose until I've forced my body to convulse in the first sneeze of its whole life. After that sneeze, I just stand there for a while, taking the whole experience in, figuring out where I land on whether or not it is true what my friend said earlier before I yell it across the field. Just to have it said, because I know I will never be able to keep this to myself, and I know that I must because ever letting anyone else hear me say these words will turn everything to ruin. Then I hear my own voice yell my words back at me. You're all fucking retarded! And that was all there was to it. So, do you get it? The end.
That was actually it was heartfelt. I felt it was anyway.
Thank you. It was. It was.
You read all day.
I'm glad that it comes across and not as rallying.
Yeah.
What did you
No, your
say?
voice is just cathartic and calming.
Thank you. I'm sorry it was way longer than I thought it was.
No, but it was lovely though. It was really, you could feel the emotion behind it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good that it's coming across because I'm still like it's a jokey fucking text, but like that's the way that I do write it. And like it's this was actually the first time I had ever read it through because like I ended it while we were recording this episode. I finished the last one. I had gotten to the part where it was just at the pizzeria, and I was like, oh fuck, I was actually managed to finish writing. No, I'm going to say, not warn, like I'm going to promise. I am going to write something for the episodes, and not all of them will be this long, not all of them will be this short, not all of them will be this way. But I do think I'm starting to figure some things out. I've never been able to actually write down my thoughts and actually explain, even in this podcast, but it has helped explain my thoughts on how I view the trans experience, because it's like I didn't want the experience, as I say in the text. But I'm getting to a point where I think I'm kind of ready to do that, and that's kind of what I'm doing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, no, and this is again why it's important for you know, you know, being trans isn't all that you are,
Mm.
but it's
A
you
part of
are
you.
a yeah.
Mm.
It's important to create a safe space, which this podcast is, even though there's like fucking chaos
not
all over the
all.
place.
Mm.
Yeah. Um. This is a safe space where we turn up every week, barring personal issues or whatever.
Mm.
We turn up every week and we just have a discussion.
Yeah.
And you know, I agree with Nerdy that that was heartfelt and it's your
Mm.
experience. And
And
for
it's
people to misgender you, because again you said that you don't really care, right? But for someone like, but for me,
Yeah.
I do care
mm.
because you are invalidating not only her experience but every
Yeah.
other trans person's experience, or because you want to be a transphobic arsehole who can't wrap your tiny little fragile mind around the fact that what you have been taught, biology in primary school isn't real biology,
Yeah.
for one,
Yeah.
but you can't get your head around the fact that biology is far more complex than you
Then we
think.
realise.
Yeah, and
Well,
so
this
it's
is it's
important.
like with the part that Max said, I don't want to be trans.
Exactly.
People don't, but deep down, you can't help but feel the way you feel. I mean, obviously,
Exactly.
I don't
Yeah.
know what it's like to experience gender dysphoria, but you can't
And that's the
invalidate.
thing. I don't know what it's like for anyone else either.
Yeah, each person's gender dysphoria. It's the same as
Yeah.
autism. It's a mass.
Yeah.
You can't compare. I'm not comparing autism to transgenderism, but what I mean is, one
And
person's trans experience isn't the same
a
as the
lot of us
other's.
are though, like
Mm,
are autistic as well. I am,
yeah,
for example. Surprising
Yeah.
absolutely no one. I'm neurodivergent.
this is the thing though. This is what pisses me off is when people say, "Oh, you don't look autistic." Is autism supposed to have a look? Same with ADHD.
Yeah.
Everybody, their mindset of, oh, because people with Down syndrome have a certain look, and you recognize somebody with Down syndrome, doesn't
Yeah.
mean you can tell a person's autistic. Okay, because of my experience of autism with my kids, they're completely opposite of some, like my best friend's stepson. When I first met her, when you asked him how his day was, he'd grumble. But
Yeah.
since he started his apprenticeship, he's going to Dusseldorf in December with work. The kid that I knew when I first met him would never have done that. This job has helped him so much and come out in himself more.
Yeah.
And it is important, like, because I don't know if you noticed it. I've worked on like figuring out myself very much. Like I know myself very, very well. My therapist even says, psychologist. It's not a therapist. Uh, sorry, it's important because like in Sweden at least, the therapist isn't a like guarded title. It's a protected title.
Yeah.
You can call yourself a
Yeah.
therapist and not have any education at all. I could call myself a therapist.
Mm.
I don't because I have some kind of fucking moral standing. But like, uh, but you like she's she, like my boyfriend's sister is actually like also a psychologist, and both of them are like saying, like because my boyfriend's sister told me was you must be a fucking dream patient because you love to talk about yourself, and so you've actually thought about yourself, so it's just listening, right? And like yeah, that is mainly what my psychologist does. I often tell her that she's wrong as well, and she started to listen to me when I said that. I don't know if that's because I'm wrong, correct, or if it's because like she knows that it's futile
Yeah.
to get me
Yeah.
to like. But the whole trans part I've never been able to touch because of And I've realized why, and it's kind of a fucked thing, and I'm going to go into it in a future thing as well. But like,
Yeah.
there's a reason why I talk about the perfection stuff in this one.
Okay.
Because my
Yeah.
goal is to be perfect. I know that it's an impossible goal to achieve. Fuck that. I don't care. And like my ideal perfection is just, as I say, unified and like perfect.
This is it. Every
But there is,
person's idea of perfect is different.
yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
like, I know that I have like the like the not charisma, the cadence and the like how I come across as a fucking like do everything all the time, don't care. But like, yeah, I know because I have this desire to. No, God, it's not that I need to do it safely because I want to live.
Yeah.
Also, like
Yeah.
I actually enjoy being alive. Um, so I actually go through a lot of work to make sure that like my way of living works. It maybe not for anyone else, but for me, without damaging me. My boyfriend pointed out that I can't go on autopilot. I always consider everything that I'm doing. So like something I don't. Um, which means I start to live on the floor and stuff, shit like that. But like I haven't done that with trans because there is something, and this is going to sound fucked, and it only goes for me, not for any other trans person. I will say that. But I do absolutely view it as an impossibility that I can become perfect because I am trans. Because there is a weird disconnect between my physical body and my mental state, whatever that may be. That means that I do at some point, in some way, view me as inherently broken, and I have to start dealing with that. Which also means that the reason that I don't care about being misgendered is because there isn't a single fucking thing that anyone can say about me that I haven't forced myself to tell myself in the mirror just to feel bad.
Well, this
Like
is it. I mean, it's like,
I took my self-hatred and I made it a motivator. Because otherwise it would have fucking killed me, I think.
well, this is the thing. I mean, like when
I'm
I
sorry,
used to
yes.
race, it's like when I'd have to separate fights or I'd have to bar people or refuse to serve them, they would throw every insult at me. Oh, you're a butch lesbian, you're a fat bitch.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, if you're going to insult me, try and insult me with something original that I've never heard before.
Yeah.
But I haven't
So
had
it's
from
like,
my own brain.
at least try and make me cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
you know,
Like,
like,
so
it's like,
and
yeah,
like
go on, Max.
I know where I want to be. I know what I want to be. I know like where the end game goal is for me. I'm never going to say it because I have this weird wish upon a star thing, but I do have a very set like this is when I'm finally be done with this fucking project. And like don't think I'm ever going to get there, and that's fine. I like having a project for eternity. I'm never going to finish dubbing Night of the Living Dead either. Like
But
Yeah.
the
I don't
thing
know
is,
if you
though,
know that, Nerdy. I'm redubbing the Night of the Living Dead using only my voice as everything, like soundtracks, sound
is,
effects, and all the voices.
with moving forward with what you said, that in a way is self-care. And self-care for each person is different.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that's what I was trying to say. I took my self-hatred and made it self-care.
Yeah.
And like when I'm saying you in that text, that's me. I'm talking to myself. I don't think anyone else should be like this. I don't know if it would be healthy for anyone. I do know that I think people should be more principled, and like that's, and I know how easy it is to not be. That's the point. Like because when I gave myself the chance to not be, I wasn't, and I wasn't good. And like you aren't who you are on the inside, you are your actions. You can be good on your inside as much as you want. You can be a decent person, you can be lovely, but the inside doesn't matter. What you show to the world about you does.
Everybody judges you for what you look like.
Yeah, but also like by how you act like.
Yeah.
And like that is what is like I don't want to harm anyone. is meaningless if I harm people.
I mean,
Now I don't have that as a principle. I don't care if I harm people that I deem deserving of it. But like my point is like the only thing that I can really is like the only thing that can matter is the view I want to have of myself, who I want to present myself as being, and then not being that person would be kind of weird for me.
Yeah.
But I was for a while because it was very fucking hard to be that person because it was scary and I like didn't want to have to deal with it. So I was a coward, and that I think I'm also like finally getting to a point where I start to understand my absolute fucking hatred of that.
I mean, it's like talking about fronting. It's like, Torrin, how well do you know the pubs in Nottingham City Centre?
The pubs.
Yeah.
Pretty well.
Have you ever heard of the Thurland?
Yeah.
I survived 3 years there. And it was one of those places where you had to front, because the amount of shit that they used to get in there, I don't know if they still do anymore because I haven't worked there since lockdown, but it was one of those places where you had to put on that front that you were hard as knots, because if you didn't, people would just walk all over you.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it came for me, is having to, like, with all the shit that I put up with growing up, just not at home but at school, it made me put that wall of defensiveness up. And I think it was only after I left there that I realised it's okay not to have that wall up all the time, that I can let people see that vulnerable side of me. And at the time, the only people that I did was my kids, their dad, and my best friends.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I've been now, so for the last few years, is been so open about my mental health, because it's like, this is a journey for me, just as Max's journey is hers. We're all on a different journey in life, you know, taking it one step at a time. And I mean, I got a tattoo last year saying still healing. And my plan for that is when I feel like I've healed, is to have that still healing crossed out with a tattoo and then have healed underneath.
Yeah.
Good.
And
I like it.
And that's my mantra as well. If I'm ever having a shit day, I can just look at my wrist and realise, I'm still in my healing phase.
Yeah. It's like with me. You know, it's like, you know, like both of you, I'm neurodivergent myself. You know, it's hard to miss, but you know, I'm tattooed. Shocker.
You don't say.
Yeah.
I thought you drew one every week.
Yeah.
This
you
boy
know,
is
like,
basically 3 autists in a trench coat.
yeah. And it's like,
You're not supposed to say autist. You're supposed to say, "Shut the fuck up, listener."
yeah. And it's like, yeah, okay.
I also promised myself I would never use the word retarded on the podcast again, but that happened tonight, and I wrote that part.
Yeah. And it's like, so yeah, you know.
No, I was 14.
And when I get a tattoo, like, it's been quite a while since I've had one, but when I get a tattoo, it's basically the same as you, really. Like, it's my way of dealing with, you know, whatever it is that's going on. You know, it's, you know, like, should I go to...
Getting inked and pierced is self-harming in a good way.
Yeah, because I consented to it. It's like, I can either spend this money on therapy, which might not work, or I could choose to get some art done.
Yeah.
So I'll get a tattoo.
I like,
and it's like,
what works for you?
You know,
I've only ever been tattooed by myself, so like, but with tattooing equipment, twice.
Yeah.
But it's the same tattoo. I just filled it in like recently because I got it when I was 18. And like, it's "I love myself" written in Swedish on my leg. Jag älskar mig.
Yeah. And
it's, like,
you know,
it's the only time I've ever held in a tattoo machine, tattoo gun, whatever they call
like
it.
One of my best friends, a couple of years ago, we were on our way to a festival, and he goes to me, "Do you find you get on better with neurospicy people than you do neurodiverse people?" And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, yeah, I've got news for you, babes. You're neurospicy. I'm like, yeah, I kind of thought that. Because for me, growing up, obviously, ADHD in girls is different to how it is in boys.
Yeah.
And it's like
What do those two terms mean? You have to speak to me like
neurospicy.
a
It's another way for saying neurodivergence.
Okay.
So for me, like growing up, because having a medical negligent older mother, she blamed it on the E numbers.
Oh,
It wasn't until recently I got talking to my dad, and he goes, saying about my suspicions about it, having ADHD. And he goes, oh, I thought I had it when I was a kid because I could never sit still. I was always on the go. And I'm like, yeah, that is the typical symptoms of ADHD in boys.
Yeah,
and he didn't look for it. It's the same with my middle child. When he was diagnosed with his Tourette's, his autism, and his ADHD, he knew that my middle child, 17, is responsible with it. Whereas my nephew, he would use it to his advantage.
Yeah.
And it's like, and my dad knows the difference between me and my sister of how we've brought the kids up. It's like, my kids use the manners. If they want anything, they save up for it. Her kids got given everything.
Yeah. And it's like going back to obviously, me also. I don't know what it's like to, struggle with gender dysphoria. Like I'm not gonna say, suffer with, because that's not the right word for me to right word. But struggle with gender dysphoria. But I suffer with body dysmorphia.
It is what it is.
Body dysmorphia.
Yeah, I struggle with body dysmorphia, and it's like we all have our own. The thing is, we all have our own battles. It's how we choose to battle those, battle them. Like, and yes, of course, and it may come out as we are as it may seem or look as if we're harming ourselves. When that's not the case. It depends. There's various situations, but it's like again.
Just you wait. There's some text in the future waiting. Just me yelling at everyone is trying to save me from myself.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, it depends. Obviously, there's like gradations of severity within that, but it's like you can choose to go to therapy, which I always implore people to do, even if you only going to go once. Yeah, it doesn't work. Right, go once.
You can say you've tried it.
Yeah, right.
Well, you know what works for you and stick to it. It's fine.
Yeah.
And believe that it works for you as well, if it does. Like, don't start second guessing yourself because other people say that it's false sense of like healing. What the fuck does that even mean?
Exactly.
I mean, it's
like ecstasy is false happiness. Like, no, it's not. It's happiness. You shouldn't do it all the time. You definitely not. But like, the sensation of happiness is chemical as well. Like, it's like,
I mean, for me personally, I didn't find CBT helps because of the regression. I hated that part. But then there were parts that I could take away from.
No, like, I genuinely don't fucking understand how that can function well for people. But like, some people say that it does, and like, I believe that like, good for you that it worked for you. I think if I went to a person who would like just like force me to go through bad shit for an hour, I would like kick that person in the head.
Luckily, it was over Teams, so I couldn't kick him in the head or the shins.
Yeah.
See, that's why I don't do team things. I need to be able to kick you in the head if I.
It's like,
I say during a conference call.
Yeah.
It's like going back to what Max has said. Is like when people say stuff to you, it's like she's not phased one bit. It's like I think to myself, one, you don't. It would shock you to know that I say a hell of a lot worse to myself than what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Oh yeah, like yeah.
what? Yeah, it's like what you're saying.
Like my
doesn't
struggle
even
isn't
touch.
with self-hatred anyway. It's like
Yeah.
my true
Yeah.
struggle is with the narcissism. To be honest, like that's.
I mean, it's like, don't get me wrong, it's like I've had suicidal thoughts, but I'd never act upon them. But it's like when I'm feeling really crappy or something's happened, I'm like, oh, everyone's better off without me. But then I go to my usual thing because nobody believed me about being bullied at school when I was younger. So my thing was comfort eating. And I still do that now. I can get a family bag of crisps and eat it all to myself. But then afterwards, I feel so disgusted with myself at the same time. It's like, why did I just eat that knowing it's not going to make me feel any better than how I was feeling before? Because I think in that moment, it's that little bit that does make me feel healed, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I used to. I'm a massive foodie. I never did that. I used to abuse alcohol though,
Yeah.
and thankfully, I was never. I mean, my dad and his side of the family are all addicts. But thankfully, I took after my mum's side, where I can like have a drink or two, and then that'll be it for the rest of the year. So I'm lucky in that respect.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's not good. It's not a good thing to do because
No, I mean, there was a phase when I was at the pub. It's like because we could drink on shift. And well, you needed to fucking cope in that place, or you'd have customers buy us drinks. And I'd like to the other half, I'd be like, I'm just saying after work for a couple of drinks that have been bought, and then customers would buy me more and more drinks. And this went on for about 2 weeks, and I'm like, I'm starting to get a bit of a problem here. I need to stop this. And luckily, I did. And that was just simply by keeping the money that they gave me for drinks, or I'll have that drink next week as long as I've got the receipt printed off.
I've never worked in a bar like that, but I have like for a while I was friends with like half of the bartenders in Stockholm, and I was the weird guy who went and provided ecstasy for them while they were on shift. Which is why I will never mention any bars in this.
Yeah.
Oh God, my little homes away from homes where I could do whatever I wanted. Those were the days in the early 20s. Once I got the entire staff of a place so fucking obliterated, it ended with us just sitting inside smoking when that had not been allowed for over 20 years. No, wait, it's 20 years now, so that was like 15 years it hadn't been allowed. I think it was 2005 we forbade smoking inside. Forbade, is that a word?
Yeah. It's like, I mean, I remember as a kid, I was like I was extremely shy as a kid. You would look at me and think like, is he okay? Is he all right? I would not stick up. I would not stick up for myself. I would like not do anything.
Yeah.
And it's like, so yeah, I've been bullied. I've been beaten up. Plenty of times. Not to the level that I was at home. Which I'll probably get more into on next week's live. But it's like, I mean, the bottom line is, for anyone listening, like, it doesn't matter what your demons are, what you're struggling with. Seek professional help, but whether that's online or you ring Samaritans or whatever the local mental health support in your area is.
Or even if people don't feel comfortable seeking help, write it all down and then either bury it, burn it, bin it. As long as you can get those feelings out one way or another.
Find what works for you.
Yeah.
Do it. Try to like live the best life you can.
Yeah, and go at your own pace.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like
Because
Not
that's
everyone
vitally
else's
important.
pace. It's your pace all the way.
Yeah. Because
live your pace.
you know, I used to I've lost access to it now, but I used to run a Facebook page
Mm.
all about mental health, and like I had a mother message me privately because her son wasn't because she was struggling with her son, and she was like, should I force him to go to therapy? And I'm like, no.
No,
No.
you have to want to be there.
Yeah, I
Like
I
not
was
want to
and I
be
was
there,
like,
but be there of your own accord.
Yeah.
yeah, because I was like,
You can never force anyone to
yeah,
help themselves.
no, you can't. Don't force your son to go to therapy because that will backfire.
Yeah.
He has to want to go. He wants to go. He will want. He oh for fuck's sake! I'm getting tongue twisted.
Put your teeth back in, old man.
Yeah. He has to want to go for himself. You can't force him or her.
Or then.
That's like saying to an alcoholic, oh, you know, we need to get him into rehab. No,
Yeah.
if he wants to go, he'll go. If
Yeah.
he doesn't, then you can't do anything.
Talking of rehab, do you remember Wycliffe, Torren?
Wycliffe's on, yeah.
No, not Wycliffe Sean. Wycliffe from town Wycliffe, who go around singing for money.
Yeah.
He's actually got clean. If you can pick up a copy of This Month's Left Lion, there's an interview with him in. I did not recognise him. Because the Left Lion, they've managed to clean him up, and he looks like a whole different person.
Yeah.
Good on him.
Honestly, Max, this guy, he was like really massive in the 90s.
Yeah.
And he admitted himself.
I don't know the guy, but I definitely know this sort. Like,
he admitted in the 90s he got involved in drugs and drink.
Yeah.
And he literally just went round Nottingham city centre, like literally off his head on drugs, alcohol, going around singing to people for like £1 to get sorry about that, to get his next fix. And when I was in the pub, it's like, oh, I'm his family, why can't he come in? I'm like, if you're his family, why aren't you helping him?
Yeah.
You know, honestly, when I saw him, I was like, Jesus, he's got rid of the dreads. He looks healthy. He looks happy. And this guy would literally walk through town where his trousers would be falling down. And he wouldn't notice or didn't care. But the transformation is massive.
Oh yeah. When they freely accept, I don't want to use this word. Like I'll use it loosely. When they accept defeat.
Yeah.
And they, you know, have broken down to a point where they have essentially given up, and they finally accept help. Yeah. When that happens,
his life changes.
Changes. You know, you get people like Wycliffe.
Yeah.
And they remain sober.
Yeah.
And that's you know, part of the reason why I don't interact with my dad's side of the family, because they are still addicts to this day. And it's like I don't want to be a part of it, because you know they're not going to accept help anyway.
Yeah.
Because you know,
and you don't have people around you that aren't good for you to be around.
Exactly.
Like I said in the text, you're not beholden to anyone, and no one is beholden to you. But you are always beholden.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, it's like you know, you are you, and this goes out to everyone. you know, this, right? You are your own. You are your own universe.
Yeah.
You have your truth, live it. Um,
Yeah,
and don't do what I did. But it's like when you mm, I'm sorry, I think I'm going to need to like pop off because like I'm going to be honest. This is the first time I was actually like nervous for doing something, and that's why I
Mm.
need to do this. Like, uh, I don't particularly enjoy being that vulnerable
Yeah.
on here or
yeah,
anywhere. Like, I don't. There's always some like I don't do detached irony really. There's nothing detached
Yeah.
about me. I'm very, very there. But like,
yeah,
there's always somewhere that I can. There's always something like between uh me and what's going on. But I'm not allowing that for these texts, and that's why I need to do it. I need to force
Mhm.
myself to do this fucking thing. Um,
That's it. Do
but yeah, this
something
is the
that
scariest
do
thing
yeah,
I've
something
done
that
since we started
scares
this
you.
podcast. Oh, sorry?
yeah,
Do something that scares you, that pushes you out of your comfort zone, like you have done tonight. Because now
Yeah.
that you know you've done it, you can say, right, okay, I felt like this afterwards, but I
I
know I
like
can do it.
these aren't like, and I'm going to warn people. I'm not going to say like I don't think I sound especially like
Mm.
graceful or what is it? Like these pieces are sometimes going to be like the worst parts of me being displayed. Like that's what I'm because
Mm.
basically it's me forcing myself to um
Confront those parts.
yeah and like I'm okay yeah and like forcing myself to admit to certain thoughts that I'm like I
Yeah.
don't want to have them but they are there like Torn
Mm.
has seen me like internalize transphobia the fuck out of this show earlier like when we were watching some interview and I suddenly just say she looks like she's trans.
Mm.
What the fuck does that mean? I catch myself after that as well. Like
Yeah.
that kind of stuff has happened, but like this is me now openly steering into that direction to
Mm.
force that out. And I know that it will be good, but it will also be like, fuck, it won't be. Sometimes it will say shit that I don't like.
Mm.
Um, and sometimes it will just be about stuff that I like,
Yeah.
have observed.
yeah,
I have, I have a there's no trans children being in the works as well.
Mm.
yeah. No, that's absolutely fine. You
Yeah.
know, and you know, yeah. So to everyone watching and listening, you know, create your own safe space where you
Mm.
can come out. Or like Nerdy said, which I think is a good idea, is journal. Write
Mm.
down your thoughts. You know,
Yeah,
and you don't have to
and
share it with anyone.
Mm.
You can keep it to yourself
yeah.
until you're ready.
Or start a podcast, make enemies that hate watch the podcast, and then bare your soul to that podcast.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I said, don't
Only if you
always do
want
as I
to.
do.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
only if you want to.
exactly. Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to hear that saying all the fucking time. It used to annoy me.
But now as we've
Uh,
gotten
Yeah, it does
older,
to me as well.
yeah, yeah, but yeah. I think we'll leave it there.
yeah.
Yeah.
For tonight. Yeah, I will
I'm
obviously
trying
be
to not
back
spend the
next week.
first hour writing stuff next time. What are we
Yeah,
doing that? Was that a special thing? Was that a guest or something last time?
I have no idea.
What was that?
No. Okay. I just have I had a fucking psychosis on? What the fuck? Do I have false memories, or am I remembering another time when we had a guest? Oh yeah, there was a guest on last time. I'm thinking of that. Fuck. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Anyway,
yeah. Anyway, yeah,
my temporal stupidity aside.
yeah. It's not. Yeah, it's not. Stupidity. You know, it's like
Ooh.
Making yourself vulnerable is a superpower because you are the one controlling that side of you.
Oh, yeah, try to
You could
hurt me
be
now,
as
motherfuckers.
yeah. It's like I'll get a bit deep on
Yeah.
next week, and Nerdy can share her story when she feels ready to. But yeah, s- uh, say thank you to your boyfriend for me. But yeah, that would be it.
I shall.
Whoa. Before we go, the jury's back in for Diddler's trial.
Or is it?
They've reached a
Nice.
verdict, yeah. Don't know
And
what
the
it is yet,
verdict.
but
Oh,
I know, sorry. Got your hopes up then.
And next week, when you ask, did you see the thingy? I will say no. I still have no clue, and then I will find out on that episode.
yeah. I'm sure we'll
I swear to God, I read
find
some
out.
news.
Yeah. Yeah, I read probably less than you, Max. But yeah. So yeah, that would be it.
Mostly, I snapsing in from osmosis.
Yeah. Thank you for those
Yeah.
joining. If you have any thoughts on what we discussed, then leave them down in the comments. I'm sure good old Richie the Troll will be back at it again.
If he can
Um,
figure out the point, as I order our listeners to do, put it in the comments as well.
yeah, I'm sure he will. I'm sure he'll say something. But that's what trolls do.
That was one of my
But anyway,
clearer attempts as well. Like there are sometimes where it's very muddy.
yeah, oh yeah. But yeah, we will see you again next Tuesday at 7 p.m. UK time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I will see
have
all
a
of
good.
you before then.
Yeah, absolutely. See you all on next week's stream.
You will
And
indeed.
and
Bye,
that's
bye.